What's cracking, guys? Omar Yusuf here, back with another video. I got a very special video. This is a huge announcement. Finally, the podcast I've been talking about, Mama's Boys, is launching. It has launched. It's available on iTunes right now. This is the video version that's launching on my main channel. There's also another channel entirely dedicated to all episodes of Mama's Boys, the podcast. I'm going to link that in the description. I'm co-hosting it with my boy, Silent Mike. I started the podcast and then I met up with Mike in Sacramento and I'm like, you know what, our chemistry is just too damn good. Do this with me, bro. So we're doing it together, co-hosting, taking over the podcast world. This isn't going to be like your typical podcast. I find a lot of podcasts boring. This isn't also just going to be a fitness podcast. This episode featuring the main man himself, Alan Thrall, who's a good friend of both myself and Silent Mike. It's going to be more an interview style where we do talk about fitness, but also I think Alan has a really cool story that extends far beyond fitness. So just think, fitness is probably the launching stone for a lot of these conversations, but a lot of the people we interview won't be fitness related, and this is the next big endeavor. I know people ask me, hey Omar, do you like, you know, a day in the life, or do a vlog style channel, or just upload episodes here on the main channel? And honestly, that's just not me. I like to have long, in-depth conversations about a whole lot of different things. In fact, we launched the podcast Mama's Boys just this week, and already in society and culture, the area or the category we're under, where Oprah is actually also, we ranked I think number 31 in the first week because the feedback has been tremendous. You guys really seem to enjoy it. The most popular episode we have up is the one where basically I trashed the new Star Wars for 45 minutes and Mike tries to defend it. By new one, I actually mean Force Awakens. We recorded before Last Jedi came out. But again, the whole point of this podcast is to give you a 3D look at individuals, real conversations, no easy questions. We're not here to pander either to the masses or to the person that we're interviewing, just good, casual, in-depth conversations. There's 3 things I'm going to request from everyone watching this video before we get into it. The first, if you're excited for this podcast, make sure to like this damn video, leave a comment below, tell your friends. 2, make sure to subscribe because we already have 5 whole episodes up on our Mama's Boys podcast channel. It's a separate YouTube channel. Subscribe to that. Link is in the description. And finally, number 3, if you listen, once again, just to the audio-only version on iTunes, make sure to leave us a rating and a review. Without further ado, thank you so much to everyone supporting us in this endeavor. I present to you one of the episodes of Mama's Boys starring Alan Thrall.
Alan, just so you know, this video is actually going to begin with, you know, the Iron Disciples and you kind of auditioning for the singer. One of us has to be the singer, so.
Okay. Yeah. What do you want me to say?
Well, it's kind of like American Idol. You choose. Okay. You choose best song. You could go like.
What the hell are you talking about?
Our band, Iron Disciples. You could be the drummer, okay?
Dude, I'm not even that good.
You play the bass, Alan?
I could play a little bass.
Guitar. No, we're talking about Alan now. We already decided you're playing drums.
What if I wanted to play something more creative, like a clarinet?
Can you play the clarinet?
No.
Alan's just riveted by our conversation.
I could figure it out.
Up a storm.
I can figure out the clarinet.
It's time for James Strait.
No, I'll be alright.
Yeah. Mike, are you ready to rock this?
Dude, we're rocking already.
Oh, well, this is just like the intro fluff stuff. There's like fluff and puff.
I'll
This is
give
like
you
this is like arms at the gym. It doesn't count.
Did you work out? Just did arms.
You actually, your arms are not looking bad. You know,
it's a medium shirt.
It's a schmedium. I give the bro fist. We got to do the what is it called? Where you do the like the seance or whatever, seance.
Don't know.
The thing where they try and bring like ghosts and whatnot, and
I don't.
You never watched the movie Ghost?
No.
Alan,
You never heard Smashing?
If you yawn one more time, Alan, you're kicked off of this table right here.
Hey, I'm not yawning, really. I didn't notice it.
I don't know what you guys are talking about. Yawning means he's bringing oxygen to his brain. Maybe he's prepared to say some awesome shit.
Because I used to yawn all the time in class, so like I guess I was just trying to absorb all that information.
I googled that in high school. I think I was working out, and I would start yawning during a workout. I'm like, what the fuck's wrong with me? I'm out of shape, and that's what they said. That's what the Googles told me. WebMD.
Welcome.
No, it's at 3 p.m. for now, so.
Are they? Oh, when you get up that early, like you get up what time?
Hustle, grind,
5?
vertical, dang.
I respect that. I used to train clients at 5, and then I did it. I'm like, I'm never doing this again.
What?
I did it for a year and a half, and then
I actually like it, but that's why like when 9 o'clock rolls around, I'm like,
you're ready for bed. Mike's the earliest. I'm a late owl. Like I work best at 2 a.m.
I work best at 2 p.m., which is the issue. I'm not a morning guy or a night guy.
So what you're saying, this is going to be the best podcast ever because
You're
it's
only
being
good 1/3
filmed.
out of the day.
No,
being
but probably
filmed
less.
at
You got half an hour
3
window.
p.m., Mike.
I'm like the eclipse that comes every once a decade.
So is this going to be the best podcast?
This is
It's
going to be
3
the
p.m.
eclipse.
Okay.
Are you a morning guy? Is that why you like it?
Yeah.
Uh,
This is probably because this is your second coffee. You have your first round of coffee in the
We
morning.
got you, bro. You need a
So
coffee
that's
right here?
No.
no, you're right. The first coffee of the morning. Let's all be aware that the whole nation knows that's just to take a poop. You don't even wake up with that.
I don't even take coffee, bro.
You don't take poops in it, bro.
Well, I've put that story of my life.
Now that you're drinking moldy coconut, which Alan will go to
With,
in a second.
octopus, with the upside down world
Coconut
growing
both
inside.
sides.
But then, yeah,
Demogorgon.
the second one is just to get you fired up. You were in the military, Marines.
Yep.
What time did the bugle play to wake you up, or is that just in cartoons?
No, they do.
Did they actually play bugle to wake you up? I was just being a dick.
No, it goes off, but the drill instructors wake you up.
Okay.
Oh, really?
But that's in boot camp.
Oh.
Not they have morning and evening colors, but that's at 8 a.m.
Oh, that's not bad.
And then sunset, and that's like where they raise the flag. But that's not to wake you
That's
up.
more like ceremonial.
Yeah.
What about
a lot of the time I was on shift work, so it'd be like I have to wake up alone. I had night shift.
Yeah. What about at boot camp? Just like 4 a.m. just to piss you people off?
No, I think that they're required. Lights out is required at 9 a.m. because by law they have to give you 8 hours.
Or 9 p.m. you mean?
9 p.m. and then 5 a.m.
Okay, so
it's 9 to 5.
So drill sergeant comes in and says bedtime. Yeah, he says bedtime 9 p.m.
Are you about to be the whistleblower here, bro? Where you said it's like by law they require 8
Yeah,
hours, but
yeah.
that never happens.
Yeah.
So 9 p.m. he comes in, screams at you. What actually happens?
9 p.m.
Yeah. PM.
9 p.m. is
What are
when
you
the
doing
lights-
with your life?
When the lights are out.
Yeah. But then what actually happens? Are you guys up playing cards?
Yeah, so
Are
you have so the whole squad base everyone's not asleep. It's fire watch.
Okay.
So Omar's got 12 to 1. He goes and wakes me up. I have to be up 1 to 2 because it's like that, like in war or in battle.
Yeah.
It's not like we're all going to go to sleep.
Yeah. Right.
There's always someone up.
But you're just sitting by the door because
No,
you don't have your
there's-
cell
there's-
phone.
Right. There's duties in boot camp. So like there's like 4 or 5 people awake at once, right? And then it's like the next 4 or 5 people, so it rotates around. So at night you might have to do cleaning. You might whatever bullshit they have you do. But there's one person who stands at the front door to if someone walked in they would address it
Yeah.
or something like that. So there's someone that does that. But I was actually the guide, so I was like the head of the platoon. So my fire watch was last. So I had to make sure all the duties were done. So it was like, before 5 when everyone else woke up.
Yeah, like 3.
So there was only a few weeks in boot camp where I got woke up by the drill instructors.
You were always up
Before
before
it, I was up before it. But it was not like I got to sleep up until that. It was always like every single night, like getting woke up and they fuck with you, and like go do this. Or
Go
do that.
run or something.
Well, it'd have to be in the squad bay. But
I know what Ryan's going to say. Ryan's going to say, can you please talk closer to the mic?
Wait,
Is that what you're looking at? Is that,
Yeah,
is
we're
that,
in it. We're recording.
No, we can begin whenever. Ryan,
We're
is that what you said?
podcasting this whole
Ryan,
thing.
Ryan,
No, that's the goal.
Ryan,
That's
Ryan,
fucking
Ryan,
awesome,
Ryan,
bro. We
Ryan,
looped you in. We
Ryan,
fucking
there
got
wasn't
you.
even like a
We're
intro.
podcasting. There is no intro. We're fucking best podcasters in the world because this is real life.
There wasn't even an intro.
Ryan, is that what you're going to say? I knew it.
Dude,
Yeah,
I didn't even know.
You
Bro,
get
it's
it
real
right
life.
next- no, don't worry about that. I'll say, welcome to the world's worst podcast.
Dude, I looped
We're
him in.
beginning- No, because Alan's
got him.
talking so far away, it's going to sound like an echo. He's
Because
going
you
to
were
sound like
asking
this.
questions and it's not near you. Yeah, that is.
Yeah,
that is
this is-
All I
so
have
you
is
gotta
this
get right
thing.
close
I got
to
the
it.
jank version.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
I had
Mike,
no
that's
idea
what
we
it
were
is.
starting.
Welcome to the
That was the
world's
goal.
worst podcast. Here with the main man himself, Alan Thrall, aka the founder of Fat Thighs Worldwide, also Untamed Strength. He has a glorious mane. He's also one half of Iron Disciples, the best band that you haven't heard about yet. Alan, how you doing?
I'm doing well.
Oh,
Can we go back to the story now?
We could go right. Hey. So why don't you just Mike say something like about
Hello?
Alan? How you doing? No. I mean like Alan, like show me some
know
dirty
Alan.
secrets you've been training at his gym. I want to hear
I
something,
don't.
bro.
It is.
Alan has no dirty
It
secrets.
is weird
and that's
that
a problem.
we grew up like probably 5 miles from each other. Didn't know a clue of each other. I'm really good with faces. I'm terrible with names. Like there's kids I'll see at a movie or something at the grocery store now, and I'm like, I know that kid. Like I played against him twice in Little League Soccer. Like I just know faces really well.
You don't remember Alan.
I don't think we've ever crossed paths.
Well, that's
we-
probably because he
Oh,
served
sorry.
in the military. You went to like an artsy high school.
No,
Like,
we're
it's just
talking
like
in
a
high
di-
school.
Oh, high school.
yeah,
What
we
high
didn't
school
grow up
did
as
you go to?
adults.
Bill Vista.
Yeah, but we grew up like 5 miles from each other,
Wow.
basically, or maybe a little bit 7. Never crossed paths. Both end up kind of doing similar things. I even opened a gym, I think before him, that failed while he was in the military.
Hardcore opened up before.
I thought
Yeah.
it was a secret. No,
Oh,
I don't know if they were
about
special because I knew that.
Yeah,
About the
no,
bail. I've heard Mike's whole life story 6 or 7 times.
I've never talked about it publicly. Opening a gym, I don't think.
And that's cool. We can talk about that.
But it was actually literally within a mile of where the first Untamed was. And then now I'm a member at his gym. And we're besties.
Full circle. I don't know, maybe we could dive in right to the military stuff where we were telling the whole story, but Alan he feared the microphone, so he's a little further away from it.
I tricked him.
Oh, what? Oh, by talking? That's how you start any podcast. You just start kind of talking and then...
No, a lot of people have intro outros are like straight questions.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, I know.
All I know are the podcasts I've been on.
But that's what... a lot of people are like, here I am, and what's your favorite deadlift? But I actually just roped his ass in, and he was telling me about
your
it.
ass was roped, Alan.
So you're a leader of a platoon at boot camp, and you were having to watch a door in the middle of the night, but you got no sleep.
No, I didn't have to watch it.
No, you had to make sure all the duties were done.
Yeah.
Right. Why was I the only one listening?
No, I was just kidding. I was just summarizing a joke. My real question is though, so lights are out at 9 p.m. supposedly, but no way, 20-year-old dudes,
strapping lads,
are going to bed at 9 p.m. I mean,
when you have
maybe you're
days,
tired, but I feel like
work.
ADD, like they're playing poker, or they're trying to find porn, or they're touching each other.
Like,
Something
nope.
weird.
Whoa.
Some of that
I
stuff
actually
happens.
had
See?
not a bunkmate, but he was next to me, and he wasn't on top. And,
Oh no, you know what I mean?
Like that. I was on top.
Yeah, I was the one running that shit.
But you sleep in bunks,
Right?
and so he was next to me.
Yeah, what's a sideward bunk? I've never heard of that.
What's that?
No, it's just 2 bunks parallel to one another, right?
But then what makes it a
So
bunk?
all the
Why
bunks
is it?
are-
It's just 2 beds.
No. There were a whole bunch of bunk beds throughout the.
Oh,
Yeah,
so,
so there's a top and
so
bottom,
there
and
is
then
someone
parallel.
above you, but not this gentleman.
Yes.
Okay, go
Yeah.
ahead. I
So
was
there's
confused.
Alan was
there's
above. Go on.
20 bunk beds
Yeah.
side by side. But he had insomnia, and so I would literally wake up in the middle of the night, and you are dead in boot camp when you're sleeping, out cold, and dude be up just doing things in his bed.
But you
How's
don't
his
have.
performance? It was day to day. He was fine.
I don't know.
They did say in research that some people can honestly operate with less sleep. I'm not one of those
Yeah,
people.
me either.
Yeah.
What do you guys have? You don't have any personal items. So what in your downtime? Even though there's probably not much in boot camp per se, or that dude's downtime, is he just sitting there counting stars? What the hell is that guy doing?
You have a book. It's called The Green Monster. I think is what it's called. But it's a book of knowledge. Everything you have to know about
the
history,
gotcha.
ranking, and all that. And you get quizzed on that stuff. And so he might have been looking through that. You can pack your pack because you have a bunch of issued gear.
Yeah.
And so you have to pack your pack and make sure it's a tight pack. So he was just finding stuff.
Just fiddling.
So how close is serving boot camp similar to the movie Full Metal Jacket with the star? This is my rifle. This is my gun. Not at all.
No, that is.
Oh, that is?
That's probably
there
the
was
most-
a Gomer pile.
That's probably the most accurate movie.
Oh, you're
Really?
serious?
Yeah.
Because actually what I did here, I wasn't sure, and I was being half serious when I asked that question, is that the instructor was a real instructor, drill instructor, boot camp
Arlie
instructor.
Ermey.
Yeah, and then he went on to be an actor, and that's why all his lines, people thought how do they write those lines? Those are just things he came up on the fly.
That was
And that's
free.
Yeah,
that's dope.
it feels
improv.
so. He's how tall are you, Sergeant? He's sir, 5'6". Holy shit! I didn't know they stack shit that high. All his lines were just gold.
The only difference would be that in the beginning, he's the only drill instructor.
Right.
There's 5 drill instructors, and so there's a lot of shit going on in the room.
Yeah.
It's not unless there's a senior drill instructor who's the dad.
Yeah. He's the kind guy, is that what you mean when you say dad? Or?
If dad's pissed off. It's
Okay.
fuck.
Oh,
But,
yeah. He takes that belt out and just wow.
yeah. But there's more than just one walking around, so that was the only difference. But it's pretty accurate.
Yeah,
Pretty
my,
good. Because
first-
he was in charge of making that whole scene,
Sure.
the whole movie. So
That's fantastic. Well, Stanley Kubrick, first off, is just a genius, but one of the greatest directors we could say.
My first strength coach for basketball that I got in 8th grade was a drill sergeant, and then retired and got a regular job. And then when I graduated high school, we went back and got. Then he was a drill sergeants, whatever term that might be. He was a teacher at drill sergeant school. So
We call it instructor.
he loved me, and we were really close and stuff. But he would turn that on here and there, and I worked
You
out.
feel it.
Yeah, when I worked out with his son, and his son, he was obviously a little bit harder on than the rest of us, and so sometimes you'd be he's not choking anymore, sometimes you'd be come on, you sissy Mike, what you doing back there? Because I was the only basketball player among football players too, so I got the brunt of some jokes. I was the youngest one.
Mike's
sometimes
talented.
no, it's just the group of basketball players didn't work out, and then you start ripping you. I'm oh man, I'm about to get it.
Yeah, I don't get off on that.
Ordering
people
around. Bossing
No.
people around. No,
Yeah.
you strike me as a really chill dude from the time that I've spent with you. I think maybe it takes a certain, just like any job, like, you know, they say about people that want to become police officers or people that want to become lawyers, doctors, all those things. Like maybe a certain amount of those people, there's some sort of attraction to that career. So maybe the same thing could be said about drill instructors. Why alone did you join the military in the first place? Like, what was going on in your mind?
Yeah, what age?
You finished like high school and like you just went right in. Like, what's the story there?
No, I finished high school, danced around in community college at Sierra College.
Hey, what were you taking?
For a little while, just
Yeah.
general.
Have you ever watched what do you call it?
Credits.
Roadhouse?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, I love it. Where he says, "It's like, what do you study?" It's like philosophy. It's like, you learn anything? Man's search for meaning, shit like that. So it wasn't like that at all.
There was nothing directed. It was just a whole bunch of general ed classes.
So when you finished high school, you didn't have like a good idea, or like maybe like 3 careers that you want to jump. It was just like, I don't know what I want to do.
I think it's like
I was
80% of America.
No, it's the same way. No,
Well, yeah, Canada maybe too, but it seems like you guys already have a definite line. We talked about different podcasts. I was joking about them always saying university, but like university means like you have a job, you're going towards a job, and college up there means that you're more trade oriented, mechanic, whatever. Where here, all of our shit's mixed together, like junior college, university, it's all the same. And everybody goes there, has no clue what they want until 6 years in, then they choose a degree, then they get a job that has nothing to do with their degree, and that's why America's bunk and no one has a job and everyone's sad.
That's the summary right there.
Unless it's super directed. Like, I want to be a lawyer.
Right.
I want to be a doctor.
And those are like literally the only 2 nowadays. And even those, you know, they're so impacted because I feel like when we were in high school in 8th grade, those were the jobs, right? Like, lawyers are so rich and they get to go to court, and like, so then all of our friends are trying to do that and they all half fail.
And they're just chasing the kind of the money at the end of the day, a stable career.
Yeah.
So for you, because I want to get into the whole untamed, the philosophy behind it, and I think obviously your life experiences shape that. You did high school. We'll get back to that. But after high school, you took kind of a year of college. Was it? You said like a general, like a where you went?
Joined the Marine Corps when I was 20.
Okay.
So it was like 2
2 or
years.
3, yeah.
And what made you decide that? So you did a little bit of school and you thought to yourself,
I was just lost. Didn't know what I wanted to do. I had no idea where to go from where I was at. And I was just sick and tired of just going to school and not getting anything done with it.
Cool.
Super bored. Really didn't hang out with many of my friends from high school anymore. I was just like, man, I'm doing nothing.
Yeah.
And in that time, I watched a lot of Food Network.
Oh yeah.
So
what's Guy Fieri on at the time, bro?
Can you cook?
Oh.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Well,
I love
Hold
it.
on.
That was like all I would do.
I know you could cook because you've done some things, but I didn't know you're like into it.
No, let me give a little bit of support. When I came on a trip, I visited Alan's gym. I actually stayed at his place. He cooked me breakfast. Yeah, he was there with his girlfriend, now fiance, right? And I'm a deadbeat, so at 7 a.m. he's like, "Hey Omar, you want some eggs and toast?" I said,
on my couch.
I slept on the couch. I'm like, "That'd be great." And he's like, 30 minutes later, he's like, "Food's ready." And like, I was like smelling like, I don't know, like green onions or some shit, and just like served it in a cup of coffee. I'm like, "Alan, you're the sweetest. This is so nice."
What's your favorite thing to cook?
I don't know. What I cook.
Were you
now,
blushing just then, bro? When I showed that story?
Yeah, because you're pretty like a regimented guy in terms of
So
training
what I
and
cook
nutrition.
now is basic like
Well, you can cook every day.
chicken, steak,
simple.
potatoes,
But
rice.
say me.
But I'm not making like, hey, Ken, I want to make some. I'll make you some risotto.
Yeah. That's what I'm asking. So
I was touched, honestly.
Me and
because
Omar-
we filmed it till like 2 or 3 a.m. He gets up at 7. He's like, "Hey, you want some like breakfast?" I'm like, "Oh."
Yeah, he's a machine.
Yeah.
But so me and Omar are coming over this Friday for dinner. You invited us for the holidays. What are you cooking us?
Oh man.
He's laughing because he's like, "I wouldn't invite you over during the holidays." I'm like, "What?"
All hypothetical.
Oh yeah, deal with these hypothetical
You
scenarios.
can forget us about us after this.
I'm gonna make you
Like what's-
something simple. Nothing that's gonna.
Yeah.
Just gonna be a good basic meal.
Yeah,
yeah.
Good steak,
clean.
maybe some mashed potatoes.
Yeah.
Are you a Bobby Flay maybe fan where he's like upfront flavor? Like what? Like
Yeah. Throw it down with Bobby Flay. Yeah.
Dude, Bobby Flay. So people give him shit where he's like, "Oh, he's not refined, this and that." I'm like, he knows what his flavors are.
Yeah.
He knows what he does. It's like Michael Simon's like another one from Food Network where I dig like, it's just like good flavors, simple, keep it simple and good.
I could never watch the Food Network, and I know it's like a typical fat kid thing to say, but like I just get so hungry, then I'd end up going
That's
to
what I
find
would
food
do
or something.
When I first started bulking,
Yeah.
I would watch the Food. I remember Guy Fieri before he became a meme. I'd watch. I'd come home from like the gym or whatever, and they'd have diners, drive-ins, and dives on at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and I would watch the 2 episodes.
Like I've seen some of that, and I've seen Man vs. Food, but I can't like people watch it like on the regular. Like, oh, what are you doing? I'm like, oh, I'm probably just watching Food Network. Like I couldn't do that. It'd be so.
I had to get
I'd be
more-
I
even
would
fatter.
watch it and then do it.
Yeah.
That's
Whatever they
amazing.
would make.
So
Why
that's
did you go
why-
down that path?
Yeah, we didn't
Why
know.
did that
I did.
call you?
You
Oh, you
did?
did. See,
I-
here.
What?
Have you ever
day.
said this, bro?
One
One
day.
day.
Chef
That's why-
Untamed.
That's where I was getting at.
Chef
Yeah.
Untamed. They told you
So
to
I was
cut
like,
your beard.
man, the only thing I really like doing, and at the time, the only other thing I did other than cooking was long distance running.
I could tell by the physique.
Didn't do any,
what's that supposed to mean, Mom?
didn't do any lifting. And
Yeah.
so, anyways, I said, I'm going to go to culinary school.
Very
And
cool.
So,
You're 20.
What? Yep. So I signed up for to enroll in the Kitchen Academy in Sacramento. Day one, I'm sitting there,
What did they make you do?
and I'm like,
This isn't me.
I stood up, I walked out. As I was walking out, I'm joining the Marine Corps. That's what I said. It was like that. I had always had like joining the Marine Corps in the back of my mind for a while, so I've been thinking about it.
Yeah.
But I never really told anyone. My older brother was a Marine.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. But
How much older?
Like
a few years where you like really was an older
6.
brother? Okay.
Yeah.
And so that was always in the back of my mind. So that's.
What
what
was happening in the class?
So here's what I'm thinking. Like, I don't think I'm gonna
I
make.
was like, I don't want to be in a kitchen for the rest of my life.
Alright.
He's like, I thought you were thinking I'm gonna make some steaks, some food I like. They're like, all right, the first food you're making, crepes. He's like, I'm out. He just stands out and he's like, I'm joining the Marine
Pull up your
Corps.
textbook.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm out of this shit. Yeah. Okay, so after that, you decided to join the Marine Corps. Cool. So you joined. Like, what's the process?
So one of the reasons I joined the Marine Corps is because, again, I was lost. I didn't know what I wanted to do. So I was like, if I just join the Marine Corps, I don't have to think. I just do whatever they tell me to do.
You have a job.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
And you're
I'll
someone
just
that
do
can
it.
follow. If you believe in something, you can follow the instructions.
Right.
Like, okay.
Right. And it really, I was curious to see, what it'd be like. So anyways, I want to do something that was like cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Something that,
You're moving around. You're doing something.
Right.
Do you have any plans of like where? So you want to join the military? What exactly you wanted to do, or you just knew like join
infantry.
Okay.
So, I mean, nothing
Yeah.
in infantry.
Okay.
No matter what.
Yeah.
And so I actually had a friend who wanted to join the Marine Corps too. So I let him know, and he's like, "Dude, I'm gonna do it too." But I didn't do it as soon as him. Anyways, he calls me a couple days later and goes, "Hey, dude, I signed up. Now you got to go." And I was like, "All right, sounds good." So I went to the recruiters station, told them I want to sign up too, and there's a buddy program to where if Omar and I
cool.
are on the buddy program, that makes sure that we go to boot camp together, and then we are in the same platoon together.
Great
'Cause
initiative.
you just get shipped off and lost.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But that would ensure that we were in the same platoon together, no matter what. So we want to do that. The problem was there's a bare minimum strength requirement and a height and weight requirement to get in the Marine Corps. Cody, there you go, Cody. That's his name.
Cody. Okay.
He didn't. He couldn't meet it. He was a big dude. He was like 6'4".
Yeah.
Okay.
He was like 260.
Oh, he was just too tall, too heavy type of thing.
Yeah. So he had to lose a bunch of weight, and he couldn't do 3 pull-ups. That's the
Oh, okay.
minimum.
Yep.
So for a couple of months, I actually trained him. We'd go run at the Bella Vista High School. We do pull-ups. We do the buddy crunches where you hold their legs and they're doing crunches.
Oh, yeah.
We're doing push-ups.
So you
Original
did,
towel rolls.
Did you sign up? Did you sign up and they say like, oh, okay, you have 3 months, or you?
No, they said as soon as a date becomes available, you
You're
can
off.
go if you're ready.
Oh,
Right?
okay. But you can kind of say no at that point still.
Well, yeah, that's what happened. Was months went by, and they'd be like, "Hey, we got a date. You guys ready?
Yeah.
Cody, you ready?
Yeah.
No, not yet.
So it's not like you signed your life away yet.
No. Well, yes. I thought that was the case.
That's what I thought. Like
But
sign
you-
it, and then you literally give them your backpack and you're gone.
Yeah, because
Bye, Mom.
It's not until apparently I've heard that you can on the bus when you fly to the depot, you get on the bus, you drive in, and then right before you get out of the bus when you meet your drill instructors, if you can back out before you get off.
That'd be me, dude.
Really?
That'd be
Oh,
me.
that would be-
Because I have like big balls, but like they're fake. And so I'd be like, yeah, I'm in, bro. And then I'm like, nope, I'm going home.
No, I think it would take a lot of balls to say no. I'm not going.
It would be.
You know what
I have no
You'd be
shame.
like,
so much
you'd
pressure
probably be
probably
like,
No, I have no-
okay, I'll just go.
I have no
I was
shame.
gonna say, it would depend, like, so, like, World War II scenario, Canada, like, I'm signing up. When you said about infantry, like, I watched Band of Brothers, so I was like, I think I would join the paratroopers. would be the one, I'm like, I'm sure it's nothing like it. I thought,
Those are all like specialized.
yeah.
So,
I'd want
You
to
gotta
do
pass
something
a certain amount
like,
of
go in
tests.
as like, yeah. So even then, you can't always go in as recon.
Okay.
But that would still be an infantry.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's the same thing.
It's 0311 is infantryman. 0331 is machine gunner.
Okay.
And that's all
then
depends on
recon is 0321. So it is infantry, but it's a specialty. But you go in as you're a mechanic.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
You're a truck driver. You're infantry. So I just wanted to do infantry.
Okay.
And then it's how you test and go through different courses and
but
things.
Infantry is like the bare.
Yeah.
You can be dumb as a box of rocks.
Yeah. But people like Omar said. I think people probably like, oh, I want to be like a jet fighter. Like, yeah, like
Oh,
that's
man.
gonna be like
Yeah.
that's basically like getting into MIT. Yeah.
You can't fly a plane or a jet as just a 20-year-old. You have to have
You have to
be an officer.
train.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because I was going to say, I also heard there's a maximum height requirement type of thing when it comes to being a pilot. I'm not sure if that's true.
Yeah,
that's
what I thought. I thought they were like horse jockeys, like little tiny guys. But
Yeah.
there's a guy, Chris, who goes to Untamed Strength, who's a Air Force pilot.
Oh yeah. I think I met him.
And badass dude. And he's got like a whole bunch of cool stories. And dude's like 6'4", 6'5".
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't
see,
know,
that'd be
I don't
another.
know. So
Yeah,
It's probably not comfort. It's not the Rolls Royce of jets. He's probably not comfortable up there, but he can get in.
Tanks sounded pretty cool until I watched the movie Fury, where like they just get like you just get wasted inside the tank. Like, I'm sure, like all war is completely brutal.
Yeah.
But like that, just the way they
Stuck
displayed it.
inside it,
Yeah, like go on.
None of that sounds very exciting.
Well,
to me as
the
a
pilot,
kid.
at least it's like so dogfighting. Just playing video games and watching Star Wars, which Star Wars did basically. This is like super nerdy, but Star Wars based it off of like the dogfighting off of like World War II footage, like whatever, with like the Zeros, the Japanese pilots. It just like it's like okay, you're shot down. It's like a one-on-one thing.
Yeah.
Like maybe it's like more of a chance like between two people or whatever. It's like a tank. You just get a shell, like, boom, you're out. Yeah. I'll be practicing my skills, watching Top Gun.
I didn't even think past going into the Marine Corps. I was just so focused on boot camp and like how I can be the best at boot camp, and I was so concerned with it because it's scary. The drill instructors,
like
what's
Do you hear like stories before?
Totally
I don't think your brother maybe
for my brother. You can like you can at the time there was a little bit of stuff on YouTube. There's actually a drill. There was like little bits and pieces like documentaries on ABC News or something.
Sure.
But there's actually a drill instructor now who has like a YouTube channel.
He's out. Out of
so
sorts,
you can like you can see a lot of stuff in boot camp. But when I went in, I was just really curious.
Okay.
So I was so focused on boot camp and how uncomfortable it was going to be and how hard it was going to be that kind of excited me. I didn't really look.
Whoa.
I didn't really. Yeah, because I was bored as hell. You know what I mean?
I totally get that.
So I didn't really look past boot camp.
Yeah.
Were you?
It wasn't until I got out of boot camp that I was like, all right, fuck, what am I going to do?
Yeah, what's next?
4 years of this.
So did you end up joining with your buddy Cody, where you said you kept saying no for the time?
So we're good at going off on tangents.
No, it's good.
That's a podcast 101.
So months went by.
Yeah.
Cody, you ready? Nope, not ready.
Was he physically ready, and you were asking mentally, or he was neither?
No. He couldn't do 3
Let
pulls.
the man
and he has to lose.
Alone.
There's height and weight requirements to get into the Marine Corps. So if you're 6'4", minimum is like 210. So like it's pretty skinny,
Yeah.
But anyways, so there was one day. This is like a movie. One day in particular, 7 a.m. I go to Bella Vista High School. I'm at the track. I'm supposed to meet him there. I'm sitting there waiting. I'm like, this motherfucker is 10 minutes late. Waiting. I want to get my workout in. You know what I mean? I want to run. And so I call him. Nothing. He never ever ignores my phone calls. So went about. Didn't hear from him for like 3 days. I actually went to his house afterwards.
That's crazy.
His car was there. Knocked on the door. Hey, dude. What? Didn't answer. So anyways, he calls me like 3 days later, and I swear to God, I'm not exaggerating. He goes, "Dude,
I'm done. I'm not going."
Even better, dude. I'm in love.
He
met this chick that he'd been hanging out with, and when he was like getting ready to go out to boot camp, he's like putting all of everything on the table. He's all in, meaning like he just wanted to get it all out and hang out with her all the time, he didn't have a job because he's getting ready to go in the Marine Corps, so he just put everything into her. So he didn't go because of that.
Yeah. So just a quick update, like. Are they married? Did he break up with her? Like what? Did he join the what do you call it, military after? No. So he's wow.
He actually fell into a deep hole, and then hit rock bottom. He was actually living while I was in the Marine Corps. He was living at my mom's house.
No way.
So
you guys were super close. Like yeah. Oh,
okay. But anyways, he's in North Dakota now. He went to go work on an oil rig.
Okay.
So that was it.
How does that feel for you? Like, this your best friend. You guys like, bro, we're in together, bro. Then he's like,
would
oh,
piss me
girl.
off,
Like,
man.
that already pisses you off in regular life. Right? Like, dude, bro, I haven't seen Johnny in 3 weeks. Like, yeah, you got a girlfriend. Like, that's already lame. But you guys are making life decisions together.
Like, your brothers at that point, like, you're trying to bond over, like, this super serious choice.
Yeah. Honestly, I was like shocked and blown away, but I was like, all right, dude.
You're like, that's
cool,
love,
I'm done.
man.
I'm ready to go. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So you were really lost. You were fired up to make moves.
Yeah.
Well, so you
and it'd been like months to where I'm like, dude, I'm not working. I want to do this.
I want to do this.
And so now it's like, all right, fine. I don't have to worry about you holding me back.
Yeah.
I want to go do
I can
this,
dance. I can do my thing. Okay, so then you do decide to join. And then what happens? You did boot camp.
Yep. What do you mean?
It was like, so they called you, said like, now's your time. You're like, okay, yep. And
Yeah, so you go stay at a hotel downtown.
Yep.
Where all the recruits stay, and then first thing in the morning, you get on a bus to the airport. You get like shuttled through the airport or escorted through the airport. You get on a plane. You go down and then hop on a bus. We pull up really late, but you go to San Diego recruit depot, and then that's it. And you wait there, and then you get out that night, and you always arrive at night because the first night is an all-nighter. Okay. So you don't sleep the first night, and then the first full day, it's just a mess with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so you get off the bus, and then you meet these psycho drill instructors that you've been like hearing about. And
then it's one thing to experience. Let me ask you,
it's just like the movies. You get out, you're like there's yellow footprints that you have to stand on. You get yelled at. It's chaos. You just do what you're told. It's a bunch of civilians together. Yeah. You take all your clothes off, sit in a chair. You get your hair buzzed. There's like bloody heads because they're just like.
Oh, it's rough, right?
Yeah.
And now I see you with all your
numbers,
hair.
written on your arm. Yeah, like recruit numbers and stuff.
I was going to say,
shoot stuff.
Were you good at following instructions? Like, were you one of the people that like, I'm sure some people like misbehaved or like maybe talk back or whatever.
Nobody. Well, yes, but not at first. Okay. Everyone's doing exactly what they're told. It's so much chaos that you're just like screaming at the top of your lungs.
I think the U.S. in particular, and it's part of a reason now that people are understanding from not only Vietnam and other wars, but especially recently, how people mentally and physically change over these wars and through the boot camps that happen in the U.S. and how we don't adapt them back into our society very well, right? Because a lot of our homeless, a lot of people with substance problems, let alone PTSD and other issues, we're really good at getting people to buy in from day one. So I'm sure all that, the drawing on you, like that's embarrassing. Like that's, as a 20-year-old, whatever. But some of those guys,
in a way, it's kind of emasculating.
No, they're 100% beating you down, right, and you know it kind of going in.
But also, it's like maybe to like strip down like the ego and stuff. But like, so here's a question.
The real reason they do it is so that when you all break to platoons, you know which you're like, okay,
right, but
platoon 1007.
But they could have given you a shirt or a hat.
There's
definitely reasons they turn you into cattle. They turn you into cattle. To mentally break you, they do. They do. I mean, this is.
You're not allowed to refer to yourself as a
me, person,
as me, my, I.
Third person.
It's all disregarded.
Alan Thrall.
No, the psychological stuff is insane because it is a big issue right now, especially currently. Right. I mean, we've been at war for 17 years currently. A long war, a pretty brutal war that's still tucked under the rug. I wasn't alive during Vietnam, so you don't know. But it sounds like during that time, America was being updated on what's going on. Right. Now, we don't know what's going on, but shit's going on every single day. And our guys are coming back, a lot of friends coming back, and they're not doing okay.
And they're not the same as before. Let me ask you this then, Alan, just to jump forward a little bit. You'll describe where you served and whatnot, but some of your comrades, some of your friends, have they experienced some of these symptoms of the kind of PTSD that you've seen, like after being discharged and whatnot?
Yes, somewhat. But I was I had a little bit different experience than what most people think, right? I did personal security and then bodyguard detail while I worked at Arlington Cemetery. Yeah. And so everyone around me did the same thing. Yeah. You know what I mean? So I was never went to war. Yeah. So I didn't have a bunch of people that I associated with who went to war.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But even like, so I was going to say, like, I don't know if you would follow up with them, but like from boot camp, like not everyone went to the same thing. You
probably don't make a lot of best friends at boot camp. You're probably a little busy.
You don't have much time to socialize.
You're just dicking around. But even just the boot camp process in general, I feel like with someone that's not mentally there or someone that's too young, because you can go in at, I think, 17 and a half even, right? Or something like that. Yeah. Like, that could be very traumatic. One reason I respect our military beyond belief, one is because I know I'm a sissy and I can never go through that. One, even just the boot camp part. Like, I can't have someone treat me that way. I'll lash out. It's not in my personality to take... I can't stand the fact that they told you to do things just to tell you to do things. Yeah. And even if you know that, you still have to do that. I can't do that.
What do you think train untamed means, bro?
Well, no, I 100%. No, I'm just trying to show like my respect, and also that mental issue is a serious issue going on in the world, and I have personal friends too that have come back and they're lack of a better term, messed up.
Right. Yeah. So you can get pretty far in the military doing what you're told because you have orders. You need, you know what's expected of you, but then you get out of the military and you're like, damn, everything's on me.
No one's
and so what people like can't. People that can be good. That's what I liked. Yeah. But for a lot of other people, they're like lost. They're not being told to do. And so they're like, I don't know what the hell.
That
and
structure
then they just,
that they
start
have.
falling off. You know what I mean?
So, talk us through that. You told me a little bit about it. I know you made a video on it, but what you actually decided to do after boot camp.
So in boot camp, I was selected to do presidential security detail.
Oh, okay, you were selected.
So I was selected for it, yeah.
Yeah.
And so the requirements were you had to be infantry, you had to be 0311.
Yeah.
You have to have a first class PFT is what it's called, physical fitness test.
Yeah.
A certain score.
Yeah.
You have to have a certain GT score, which is your ASVAB that you take, like the written test.
It's like their SAT kind of.
Right.
Yeah.
So you've done some book learning then.
It's not that hard.
Okay.
What is it mostly? Like kind of logical stuff? Like Sally's
the
taller than
ASVAB?
Susie, and Susie's
So
taller
they
than
have-
Jerry,
they
who's
have,
the tallest.
They have
Yeah.
some
Why
chapters
Susie
of
gave
it
me.
that are like specific, like wood shop and like mechanics.
Yeah,
Sure.
yeah.
But the majority of it is reading comprehension, mathematics, stuff like that.
Okay. Yeah.
So to make sure that you're not.
So you're selected, and you thought, like, yeah, why not? Like, because it is considered.
you're
would it
kind
not
of
be
like-
an honor to do? Because like that's like, yeah.
Yeah. We call it voluntold in the
Okay.
military. It's volunteered, but they kind of tell you you're going to do it. And so that's kind of how I remember it. I honestly don't remember getting like sit there and think about it.
Yeah.
You're just like, sure. Like, as
But
soon
it was
as they
just
said
like I was in this room. It was like you were selected, and then the questions start immediately. To like if you've had certain things in your record, you're immediately sent out of the room.
Okay.
That would automatically disqualify.
Like
you.
in civilian life, like
Yeah,
like
like
criminal
DUI or
stuff. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Sure.
Um,
Public
and,
masturbation.
and how many of you come from? How many of you your parents were not born in the U.S.?
Oh,
Like,
Oh,
stuff
really?
like that, and you're gone.
dang, I'm
Yeah.
out.
Stuff like that.
We're out, bro.
You're who wasn't born in the U.S.?
My mom is from Argentina.
Mike, I forget that for you. It's like I'm half Argentinian, Omar. I'm like, I'm sorry, Mike, I forgot. I just want to point out something quickly that Alan has in the video. You could see it, but here you have like a rainbow on the right part of your beard.
They won't
I
be
just
able to
wanna-
see it.
Yeah, but you look majestic, bro. It's a sign. It's
Oh, nice. Yeah,
yeah, you see that? Okay, so you got voluntold, which is like I'm gonna go do it. What did your brother do when he served? What was his?
Yeah, he went in like after 9/11, so he was
off,
infantry.
off to the races.
Yeah, he went to Fallujah twice.
Okay.
He was in Syria, so he was in the shit.
Yeah.
Big time. Battle of Fallujah the whole time.
Yeah.
Wow. So he probably has insane stories.
Oh
Yeah.
Yeah.
What does he do currently, if you don't mind me asking?
He's a police officer.
Okay.
Works for the Sacramento
I
Sheriff's
might have met him then once at your gym.
Probably.
Yeah.
He wasn't the
has
dude that was in
three
your
of my
video
brothers.
recently. Yeah, who? Which was that brother that was in like your recent video?
The trippy like Halloween one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that
Who's
was one of my younger brothers. So
Oh,
I have
okay.
two that are Sacramento sheriffs, and then one that works for the Sacramento Police Department.
Oh,
Okay.
that's crazy.
Yeah.
And then you're a fucking lifter. Bro.
And then you just breaking the law.
That's funny.
That middle child.
But at least I
Oh,
got
that
your-
middle child.
At least I
where
got
you
your back.
Yeah.
Feeling lost, not knowing what to do. Okay, so you got voluntold. What's the process then?
So at that point, you have to go through. You get like psychological tests.
Okay.
And then once they tell you that this is what you're going to do,
Yeah.
you have to go through a background check. So you get a Yankee White Cat 1 clearance, which is pretty damn high clearance. You're allowed to carry a weapon around the president.
Wow. Yeah.
So,
yeah.
so you have to get that background check, which takes months.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They send people home to like talk to family, friends,
Yeah. Third
high school
ex-girlfriend,
teachers,
yeah.
Yeah. Oh, you got to do research, obviously.
yeah. So that takes months. So anyways, after boot camp, I went to Virginia, and you go to like security guard school. And then once I graduated that, I went to DC, and you stay there working at the barracks in DC, 8th and I.
Mm-hmm.
You work there as guard company until your clearance passed.
Okay.
And then once you're done with that, you either go to Camp David, White House Communications Agency, or there's a couple of Marines that go to the White House. Like they're the Marines that just stand at the door.
Sure. Yeah.
Don't carry a weapon.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And
What's
then
up with that?
Where'd you end up? What happened?
Camp David.
Yeah.
So I got selected to go to Camp David, which is a presidential retreat outside of D.C. in Maryland, and it was pretty cool. And so I stayed there for probably about 2 years. And while I was going to what's called Corporal's Course back in D.C., so I was at Camp David. I went to Corporal's Course in D.C. I met the guide or the platoon leader of the body bear section.
Okay.
And he approached me, and long story short, asked if I wanted to be. He asked how much I could lift, pretty much. Like
Okay, yeah.
And asked
much your bench,
if I
bro?
enjoy lift. Kind of, yeah.
Hey, man.
So he ran like a number of. You have to have a minimum to be a body bear.
Yeah.
And at the time, I was like 250.
Okay.
So
solid.
So big dude in the Marine Corps, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so he was like, "Do you want to do the bodybuilder thing?" And so I said, "Yeah." So we actually went down at lunch. He's like, "We're gonna break for lunch," and he's like, "Come to the gym." And so we went to the gym, and then I took the strength test right there. And he's like, "All right, you're ready. You can go to."
What were some of the lifts they made you do?
So you have to squat 315.
Okay.
Across the board, the minimum is 10. So squat 315 for 10.
Oh, that's cool.
And this isn't like
checking
YouTube.
depth.
Well, no, it is.
Oh, really?
But this isn't like when you think of that now, and you're like in YouTube.
Yeah.
You're
that
like,
means
you're like okay, that's nothing.
Yeah.
But to be like
No.
just a dude in the
I actually
Marine
think
Corps,
that's.
But yeah,
I thought it was overshot
hold on,
when you told me that.
But you weren't lifting on a regular basis before, right?
I was. Yeah.
Oh, you
because
were.
I was
Okay.
at Camp David.
Oh,
That's when I got into lifting.
Oh, I see. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Because out of boot camp, I was 165 pounds.
Yeah, because I'm like,
I gained a lot of weight. And
I also was thinking, like, Alan, how did you get so thick in the military? Like, you're 250.
Yeah.
but once you get
because I was on guard duty.
Okay.
And once you get to your job, like you said, it's like an hour job. It's not like you're again waking up 4 in the morning every day running.
Well, they were long ass hours, but it was.
Yeah, but you're working your job. You're not getting yelled at to jog all day.
Right.
Yeah.
So I was fortunate enough to be on shift work at Camp
Yeah.
David. So meaning there's a group of Marines working in the afternoon, the morning, the evening, sometimes day and night, just 2 shifts, 12-hour shifts, and so a lot of your PT was on your own.
Okay.
So whereas in the normal Marine Corps, we're all going to get up and we're going to PT together. So I didn't really have to do that, which was nice. So I lifted.
Okay, so you lifted. So 315 for 10. So
315 for 10.
Yeah.
225 bench for 10.
Nice. Give me 4 or 5 for deadlifts.
Seated.
Oh.
135 behind the neck for 10.
Yeah.
Has to go below your earlobes.
Yep.
And then a 115 curl for 10. Barbell
What?
curl.
That's heavy.
A curl? Yeah.
That's really
that's heavy.
How'd you do it, bro? How much?
Yeah, you cheat a
yeah.
little bit.
You
swing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're
A little
a
bit of
little
that
bit
hip
more
drive.
than you,
Okay.
Yeah, like hit the nipples, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I definitely had cheat that. They
At the curls.
yeah. I had the legs. Dudes all had the arms.
How strict are they with that, or is it just that guy kind of like, he's strong enough, let's go?
No, strict.
Yeah.
Because I was in the Marine Corps, and so if they saw me like this dude's been lifting for a little while and he still can't do this, no. But if they go to recruit depots, different boot camps to check recruits
From day one kind of deal.
Yeah. So if they're like, all right, this recruit is like 3 months into boot camp. I don't expect him to get this. Sometimes they do.
Sure.
But they look at it, and if it's like a big dude who's just like not eating a lot,
So he looked at you.
Like, oh, this guy can. This
like,
guy's got potential.
He's like, this is a thick man right here. I think he's right for the job.
They
So
do.
They checked you out. I like that.
Yeah. You get in,
lucky.
like I remember doing it in boot camp because I had to go stand out there. We all did. And at the time I'm 165 pounds.
Yeah.
But they walk around and they like inspect you.
They're looking at you.
It's like a gladiator, like looking for slaves.
Yeah.
That's
slapping the legs.
Man,
This
talk
is
about
good
it.
stock right
you
here.
hear about the NFL Combine like that. So they show all this stuff on the ESPN, and they're like, oh, you got to jump this and bench press 225. What they don't talk about is one, the interview process. They're going back as far as girlfriends from 8th grade and whatever, making sure character checks. But then also like
Face of the franchise.
Yeah, but well, you're investing a lot of money in them. Are you going to take it on a dickhead? And then 2, they're on stage like turning around in their undies, and everyone's just like,
and the owner's like, I like
there's
that
30
one.
there's 30 recruits and coaches, just staring at your ass all day, like, it's got great hamstrings on him up, like
Specimen.
fucking weird.
Sounds like something out of Get Out, the movie.
Yeah.
Okay, so you passed the test, and then what was the process after that?
So then I went to what's called CDS, Ceremonial Drill School.
Yeah.
Ceremonial Drill School was worse and harder than boot camp.
Really?
Yeah.
The physical
so
or
shitty.
the mental, like what, or both?
Both.
Okay.
It was way more physically demanding than boot camp was.
That kind of makes sense if your job's to be a bodybuilder.
Yeah.
But then the mental aspect you said is also more intense. Like, wouldn't you by that point be kind of broken in? By the military? No.
Yeah, it kind of depends because in CDS there's usually groups. There's like 4, 5, 6, maybe 7 new Marines that are going to be potentially bodybuilders.
Sure.
There was like 2 whole months where I was the only one. So it was every bodybuilder just fucking with me every morning, dude, and it was shitty.
Yeah, rookie on the team.
You get treated like shit. So that was.
But normally
way
it's
worse.
dispersed, you're saying.
Yeah,
right.
It's all concentrated.
And it's really, really nerve wracking because in CDS when you learn everything, they'll take you out on funerals to do funerals with them. And when you fuck up and you do on like little things, you're just like, oh my god. And boot camp is different because it's there's like 60 people in the 60
and it's
recruits.
against the drill instructors.
You know what I
These
mean?
are your like comrades, right? That
Right.
are, like,
Yeah,
drilling you.
exactly. And so
They
when
beat
it's
you.
like 60 recruits and they're like down ups or whatever, get your dick in the dirt.
Yeah.
It's like we're all in this shit together.
Yeah, you're
When
just
it's
on your
me,
own.
just like 10 of them fucking with me.
Did you get beaten with like bars of soap at night or what?
No, but it sucked. It was way harder than boot camp.
How was the actual serve? Like, how many years did you serve in that role? Like, okay,
4 years in the military.
Okay.
I only did 1 year. It was my last year as a body bearer.
Well, so you were training, boot camp, and then the process of training to be ready to be a body bearer, and then it was 1 full year doing that. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah.
What goes through your head? So you and I have talked just personally hanging out that you like being the process of being a body bearer and all the camaraderie and the actual job itself. That last year, I think it is. I don't know the percentage. Maybe you do of how many people re-sign or stay in the military. Because similar thing, like you said, like all right, well now I've already gone through the shit. Now I have a job. I'm sure you get a raise or a bonus or something for re-signing. Money's always involved with human decision in America. What goes through your head? Like all right, now I kind of found my flow. I like this job. I'm going to head out of here and grow a beard.
Yeah, I did like the job, but I hated the military. I
loved
it. I loved it for like first 2 years.
And then
totally
what happened?
ate it up.
Wow.
I don't know, man.
You don't like follow. I could say I don't know if it's a similar thing. For me, in order to follow instructions, I need to like respect the person or respect the whole structure.
That's part of it.
Is that part of it? Yeah. Okay. I feel the same way.
There's so many things. I was so sick and tired of being told what to do every day.
What do you think about this long hair, bro?
Yeah,
the same thing. Yeah, go on.
I was sick and tired of being told what to do by these like guys that
incompetent.
no
You felt,
for.
you like you don't respect them as people because like you wouldn't do the same thing I'm doing, maybe type of thing.
Was there anyone that you came across in a kind of a leadership role that you're like, nah, that guy got there for a reason. Like I know he's been through this. He treated you well. Just because it's the same thing in sports, it's the same thing in personal training, it's the same thing on YouTube. You're like, that guy's a scumbag. Like, why am I going to listen to him? But like this, because there is Machiavelli and Omar's into this shit. Like you lead by fear or you lead by respect, and it may be a combo of both, or you lead by example. And I'm sure different methods can get you far in the military. They get you far in the corporate world. They get you far anywhere. But then certain ones end better with a legacy or a respect.
Yeah, the thing about the military is you can go up in rank for a long time by just being in the military.
Yeah.
So there are shitbags who
They just stuck it out.
Just keep going up.
I think that's the same. The corporate world, right?
Yeah.
People end up with the shit boss just because they've been there 30 years. Like, how that motherfucker get there?
Same exact situation.
Yeah, no talent.
So it was like, I'm done with this.
Here's a side question before we go into that whole process of deciding why you left. Do you follow or do you read through like military history at all, or like historical figures? Do you
Not
have
so
like
much
any?
now.
Yeah, in general, like in the past, or because I actually like reading a lot of like ancient military history. And so like you,
me not so much.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
Well, just say it.
Yeah, I was going to say, like the Second Punic War, Hannibal Barca is like probably my favorite military hero. Like reading about the genius of like leadership or the military plans and tactics they use. I find it fascinating.
Yeah.
Actually, I really like that stuff. He nearly brought Rome to its heels with just like crossing. He crossed the Pyrenees, like the Alps with like an elephant and stuff, like just insane shit. Like built his own army out of Spain.
And he was known
all
for
mercenaries.
And he was known for leading with respect, or what?
So he was right front and center. So basically, one of his tactics he used was the pincer tactic. So like he would have a straight line, and then he would make it thin and weak in the middle. He would lead from the middle, and what would happen is they would slowly start to retreat.
You mean by him personally, or like his power?
No, him and personally with his like loyal guards. Would lead front and center, and then they would retreat back. And what would happen? It would form a U. And then everyone would pour in. So what do you call it? A canai, where it was like the most amount of people killed in a battle ever up until that time. Like I think 60,000.
I've seen the movie 300, buddy. Don't bring this bullshit.
That's some embellished bullshit. So they retreat. It forms into a U, and then he brings his cavalry from behind, and it closes into a circle. So their cavalry will chase the Romans away. They close it behind and forms a circle, and then it just becomes a slaughter. Was one of his things.
So that gets a lot of people joining the military because they have these like heroic stories, right?
Hannibal.
Yeah, of course.
And then like
you don't
they're literally like scrubbing toilets.
Absolutely. Yeah, I wasn't trying to go up. But I like tactics.
Fantasize it, and then they get pissed off.
Well, it's the same thing. Fucking Saving Private Ryan and whatever. Like
Watch
those stories.
movies.
Yeah, those stories are obviously what people think about. You don't think about the day to day. You don't think about the push-ups. You don't think about getting yelled at. You don't think about getting your skin colored on. You don't think about getting woken up for no reason.
Do you think it's inaccurate the perception that's displayed maybe in America for those that want to join the military? Where you said like, you know what I mean? When you said like, you're like after a while like I was out. Like I
think that's just the media everywhere.
Yeah, like
No, experiences vary. There are definitely
yeah.
people who have got the full, I guess, fantasy, or the people want, or the full experience of being in the military.
But how much
in Top Gun?
Yeah, but how much
instructor babe?
But how much of that is positive? Like maybe your brother
Right.
likes his past because he obviously served our country and thank him, but doesn't mean he doesn't say like that fucking sucked, like that was hell on earth. You know,
There are a few people we know, like even in fitness, like served and like told us like stories.
No, I've the biggest thing people take away from that is the bonds with other people, like being the lowest I've ever been with other people.
But, well, and hopefully a respect for themselves because they have gone through things that 98% of America just won't and can't. But the truth is, I doubt it's like a movie where you come back and you bang the hot chick and everyone's drinking beers and stoked. Like these people, like we talked about earlier, like have real fucking issues. They're playing football with gas hoses or whatever the hell they're doing.
This never happened. So I was gonna say, okay, so 4 years, and then your option was to like re-enlist at that point, but you decided for multiple reasons to not.
I decided that there was no amount of money in the entire world.
That's when you decided.
No amount of money. We'd always joke about it too.
What is it?
Right, $1 trillion.
No,
not even a thing.
A free man, free of your own. I love but you have no regrets about joining, serving, the whole process.
No, absolutely not. Yeah, but because I figured out that I figured out that this is what I want to do. In the military because I was in those circumstances. And who knows? I'd be in a kitchen.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Hating life.
So
souffles, bro. So I was gonna say for you, okay. So you decided not to re-enlist, but did you know what you wanted to do? Like, okay. And then when did that kernel form?
Probably while I was still at Camp David when I got into lifting again. So I got into because I originally lifted in high school. Stopped lifting, did long distance running, and then when I was in the military, I
regretted it.
Born to Run. Read the book. Loved it.
Yeah,
have you read that book?
No. Okay. Confessions of an All-Night Runner.
Okay.
Dean Karnazes. He's a really well-known ultramarathoner.
I
got off on that stuff.
I thought you were just gonna say quickly when you decided that maybe training and lifting was for you is when they checked you out for like to be a body bearer, and they're like, hey man, nice thighs. You're like, maybe there's a future here.
Or they're like, this guy's scrap. Get him out of here.
I'll show you.
I'll show you next time I'm naked in front of you.
So when you decided, you're like, okay, back to when you're like, I want to do training or I want to kind of do something with lifting.
Yeah, I got back into it, and it was the same kind of thing that when I wanted to join culinary school, and I was like, this is all I like doing is cooking. Other than running. I was like, this is all I care. I was obsessed with lifting. And that's all I wanted to do. Weekends, I loved it because I could just lift, you know what I mean? And so anyways, I just fell in love with lifting again. And then that was when I started having access to the internet. And so I would find, I found Elliot Hulse.
Okay, Strength Camp.
Chandler Marchman.
I don't know who that is.
He's the Swole Patrol guy. I don't know if he's not, his channel's not very big now, but at the time.
That's not that muscle-bound meathead guy. Do you know who I'm referencing, Alan?
Yep.
Okay, go on.
Zach Evanesh.
Zach's
and
cool.
so anyways, so I was watching that stuff, and that was the first time that that's the first time I'd ever seen lifting that wasn't in like a commercial gym.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Like strength and conditioning.
Badass. Yeah.
So it's like 2010 maybe, something like that?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. And my buddy who got me into lifting again, he made a Atlas stone. I actually just made a video about this like 2 weeks ago. Throwback Thursday video. But he made an Atlas stone behind a building, like on base. He just mixed up some cement and a bucket. And he made an Atlas stone. And so we would use that sometimes. And then sometimes the gym was secured. We'd be punished, and they'd be like, "You guys can't go to the gym. You can go run if you want to work out." So my roommate and I would go to behind another building on base, and they had, because we were like locked on base, couldn't leave, and they had an old tractor tire. And they had a segment of a telephone pole, and so we would work
doing Highland games
like
and shit.
It was super super heavy. But we'd like get it up onto our backs and like squat it, and then we'd try to do like a lunge with it, and then we'd do just crazy shit. We'd be like, all right, we've got.
You're the original functional fitness, bro.
Yeah, really. And we do like this tire. We'd be like, let's do 100 flips. And we'd just be like rub off on the tire, you know. But anyway, so I got into strongman training, I guess you could call it. And then
I guess you could call it that.
And I saw like Zach Evanesh and Elliot Hulse doing the same stuff.
Yeah.
And so basically, I was like obsessed with watching their stuff.
Sure.
It's the first time I'd ever followed anyone or watched anything on on the internet.
I think the first time maybe I saw you still had a strength camp wristband, or maybe yeah.
I went to a Yo Elliott seminar.
Oh, here in California, or
Nope. When I was in DC, I took a train to New York to go.
Wow.
His very first Yo Elliott seminar.
So that would be actually around 2013, right? Or no? Or 2014?
Probably. I got out in 2013, so it was
Okay.
probably 2012.
Oh, 2012. Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So anyways, I was like, dude, this is so cool that they're doing this. I wish I could do that.
Yeah.
And then eventually I was like, well, why not? You know what I mean? So
Why
I
not
knew,
me?
Exactly. It sounds cliche, but it's
No,
the truth.
I think you need to have that belief. Yeah.
When I got out, I knew when I was going to get out. One, I had a little bit of money saved up.
Okay.
I had no bills. I had like a
Yeah,
$50 phone bill.
I was gonna say,
didn't
what are
have-
like expenses like that? Because you're getting paid like a normal job in the military, but like, are they housing you when you're?
Yeah, so you don't pay rent.
You pay
Yeah,
nothing,
but that's
right?
not not everybody. That's just your.
Well, if you're married, you collect BAH, which is basic housing allowance.
Yeah.
And so you can, so you get like $1,500 a month.
Yeah, because a lot of people
Married,
live
and
off
you
base. Yeah,
But I didn't. I lived on base. I ate at the chow hall.
Okay.
and that's
I
free.
had like a $50 phone bill, and that was like the last year. Before that, I didn't even have a phone bill.
Yeah.
I had nothing. You know, paying insurance.
So you
Yeah.
collected like over 4 years, like
Yeah. So I saved all that money up.
yeah.
And so I knew when I was getting out, I was like, I don't have a wife, I don't have kids, I don't have a mortgage.
Yeah.
Not that you know of.
Any bills. Yeah. And
Uh-oh.
so I was like, I'm gonna go for it.
Okay, and then did you have kind of, so we're talking about that, like authority or like respect or like maybe trying to stick true to yourself. Were you already forming the whole concept of like training Untamed at that point, or was it just still floating in your head? Did you open your gym and that came later, or it came right at the same time? Like what's going on?
Not at the same time, but it was before I got out.
Okay.
Because once you start getting out, everyone always asks, hey, Thrall, what are you going to do when you get out?
Yeah.
And I remember one time, you have to go to the colonel of the base, of the company,
Yeah.
or the 8th and I. So you have to go to the colonel, everyone who's getting out, everyone who's EASing, end of active service. And you have to sit in this round table. And you have to, and he talks and gives a spiel about how to do this and that when you get out. And, so he's going around to everyone, and he's asking, what's your plan? What are you going to do?
Yeah.
What are
And
most
then-
of those answers?
Most of them are like, I'm going to go try for Secret Service, or like, I'm going to go, the majority of them are, I'm going to go to school with my
Okay.
GI Bill.
Sure.
I'm going to do this. I'm going to be a police officer in my hometown. And nothing wrong with that.
Yeah,
But,
yeah.
That's what all the answers
Yeah,
are.
yeah. I figured there's probably a theme
Did
somewhere.
someone say I'm going to Disneyland?
Yeah.
Or no, I'm going to Disneyland.
I'm going to go smoke tons of weed.
Man, fuck authority. He's like,
Yeah, really.
he's like, what did you just?
Yeah, never. It's so tense and tight.
Oh no! Someone's
never say
thinking
that.
of.
You're like, fuck, we were so close to getting
Yeah,
out.
yeah.
You don't want more.
You don't want more
He's like, you're
burpees.
stuck 6 more years here.
Yeah. Gavel. But then it got to me. And
Right.
I was like, I'm gonna do it, so I might as well say it. I was like, I'm gonna open my own gym.
Oh, okay.
And he,
Yeah.
oh, shit,
Oh
he
no,
was
he,
just like,
that, what was? He
oh
didn't-
no, he was
didn't
just
approve?
like, you're gonna do what?
What?
I said, no, not supportive at all. Total.
Why?
refusal.
Why?
But you
That's a-
don't need an approval. This isn't
Yeah.
like a.
No, you
But
don't.
he's that-
Yeah, he's
You don't,
just
but it's
judging you.
it's just a
I don't
barrier.
get
He's just
why.
being a
Well, why?
dick
It's like
judging
that's
you.
a-
Yeah, yeah.
You're an entrepreneur. You're trying to create your own business. Like it's physical
I think-
fitness.
I
Like
think-
I don't.
You're
I
gonna
think
crash and burn.
I was gonna say
Stupid.
entrepreneur is opposite spectrum to infantry in the
Yeah,
military.
yeah, exactly.
Like,
Sure.
like, yeah.
Yeah.
Especially, I don't know about other countries, but here for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And all he said was, better think of your plan.
Yeah.
And then like next person.
Whoa,
And I
whoa.
remember I also got made fun of. It's looking back on it, you guys are gonna think it's probably a funny joke, stupid.
What?
But I was pissed.
What?
You have to go to a transition period for it's like classes for everyone getting out of the military.
Sure.
It's for I don't know a month. You have to go to maybe less than that, but you have to go to these classes to learn. It's like pretty much like you do mock job interviews.
Okay.
Oh yeah, that's kind of
so-
cool.
Oh, and then
yeah.
they can tell you what you should do or what?
Well,
Or
no,
what's
not
it-
necessarily.
what's
what
Yeah,
you
it's
should
just
do, but like-
practice.
But like, what do you want
Yeah.
to do? It's like
Yeah.
how to kind of get back into civilian, and the whole class is like just some civilian, like
Yeah.
teaching the class. It's not military,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
They're like, if you want to ask something, just ask something. You don't have to ask for permission. What I mean?
Yeah.
If you want to
Yeah.
go to the bathroom, just go. Everyone's like,
Yeah.
what?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but junior colleges have programs and stuff like that.
Right.
So,
Yeah. And the guy gets to me. What do you want to do? And I said, I'm going to open a warehouse gym.
Right.
And he goes, a warehouse gym. What is that? A place where other warehouses go to work out?
Like, is it this like,
and you just said, "Fuck you."
Yo, so
No,
the
thing is, I didn't really know.
Bro.
I didn't know the answers to anyone's questions.
Yeah.
And I was just like, dude, I'm gonna figure the fuck out. You know what I mean?
That would make me mad too. I was feeling like maybe a Brad Pitt line from Inglourious Basterds. It's like, "Fuck you," is what you say like in response.
No, dude, I was just like,
You civilian stuff.
I'm so close to getting out, so I'm not gonna do anything.
Right.
And I mean, even if I did do something,
Yeah.
I just didn't want to step.
But in your
toes,
head.
you know? Yeah, I'm like, I'm so done with this. I'm so sick of this.
Yeah, it's just like almost like reaffirmed in your head.
Yeah.
And
so I really wanted to just show people.
Yeah.
And I remember one guy, one of the body bears gave me a lot of shit for it too, because I was the smallest body bear in the section.
Really?
And I could out squat all of them.
Create a little bit of jealousy
but
amongst
dude,
them.
These dudes
they can
were
bench. Probably
these
they're
dudes were benching 405 for 10.
Yeah.
But they're squatting
like
what?
315.
Yeah. But you're also you're squatting like 365. Was that at that time when you did 20, or was that after?
Yeah, 365 for 20.
Yeah. So they couldn't touch you when it comes to
Right, but they didn't care about that.
Yeah.
Because
That's
it
amazing.
kind of makes sense, because when you are carrying a casket,
It's upper
head
body.
height,
Yeah.
it does take a lot of arm strength. So
Yeah.
with my
But
little,
thick
like
thighs save
16-inch
lives, bro.
arms, and
Yeah.
these dudes had 21-inch arms.
Yeah.
There's just so much shit talking.
Yeah.
There were a lot of them that were just total bros.
Yeah.
Juicing, I was one of the few that didn't.
Yeah.
And so it's just like, But anyways,
So this
How much
all built up.
that's
How much of that do you think is going on at like boot camps and other things?
Where did they get?
another boot camp?
Yeah.
No.
So
no,
where did they get the drugs if they're like?
we were
Well,
in
after
DC.
boot camp, you're
Oh,
life.
so you get
This is
charged
after
for like.
boot camp.
oh,
Yeah, yeah,
okay.
Yeah, but how many Captain Americas are running out there running some trend?
Yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot in the military,
Yeah.
dude. There was a bust when I went into the
bust?
section. By the why is it? I'm losing the name right now.
Like
NCIS.
Okay.
The body bears were. They originally got on them because they were selling weapons.
Okay.
Out of the barracks.
No, that's
Yeah.
gotta be like punishable. Like
That's gotta
so
be like prison for
unacceptable.
life.
Yeah.
There were guys who went to the brig.
Yeah,
some
that's
military
that's
prison.
bad.
But during that whole
Guys,
there
you
was
knew?
like two. Yeah, they were in the
Oh my
section,
God.
and there was like two guys that they were looking at.
Yeah.
And while they were like tapping all their phones, they realized, holy shit, these guys deal a lot of steroids. And so there was a huge bust. where
Dude,
everyone
weapons
came
and
in.
drug bust.
People are like, when they were coming up and going through rooms, people were throwing their
Down the
steroids
toilet.
in the toilets and
Yeah.
trying to flush them.
Meanwhile,
Just chaos.
Meanwhile, Alan's just trying to make souffles and squat 315 for reps, and they're
Yeah.
like taking steroids. And
Are
like,
you getting
and selling
investigated
weapons.
or anything? Like, are you?
No, this was like right when I went there, so I was like in training.
You're the new guy. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dang, that's scary as shit.
yeah.
Dude, so I see. I think really with this podcast right here, we're getting the full kind of story of what made you like maybe what you're disgruntled a little bit by, like what made you. It's like, okay, I want to open up a gym, but also what it means to you, because that whole I totally get the concept of train untamed.
Yeah.
But so did you have that phrase in your head, or was it that concept when you got out of the military, or was it already like train untamed and then let's open a gym?
Yeah, so it was while I was still in the Marine Corps. I had one buddy that I would talk to about like what I plan on doing.
One guy that wasn't making fun of you.
Yeah, one guy that listened. And so
Kind Pete.
we had kind of like tried to think of a word that was similar to Untamed without having Untamed yet.
Okay.
Because originally it was Untamed Strength. It wasn't Train Untamed yet.
Oh, okay.
So we were trying to think of something, and I said I want it to be a strength gym, a strength training gym. So I want strength to be in there somewhere.
Yeah.
And then it was pretty much like I told him. I was like, I want a beard and I want a ponytail.
Nice.
And,
Do you have long hair before you joined the military or no?
Nope.
Okay.
Yeah, I saw that throwback
saw your
Thursday
clip,
from
yeah.
from high school football. You look like fucking. I think
bleach blonde
I think
spiky
Dan.
hair.
I think Dan Storniello, Fat Dan from Super Training, commented on there about.
I didn't see it.
He knew the name, which I was impressed about, but like the linebacker from Little Giants. Have you seen that movie?
Yeah.
You look like just
That's
like the
funny.
bully from like a
Yeah, the
eighth grade
big neck
football.
roll.
Yeah, you're way too big. Like
Scratched
like
up.
that kid can't be
Thrall.
14, and he's just fucking plugging us.
But no, I never had long hair.
Okay.
I was just really attracted to, honestly, just being in charge of every aspect of my life.
I totally get that.
And so that's where we like come back and forth.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure that my buddy Paul was the one who came up with Untamed.
Okay.
And so we're like Untamed Strength.
I hope you
Yeah,
guys are just paying him monthly now.
Yeah.
And,
No, I think it's a great phrase though.
Yeah. So that's what we went with. And then I can actually check on my phone the first video I ever made. I think that just came.
What year would that be?
No. I told my brother actually. This would be. I got it in 2013.
Okay.
So I didn't start the gym immediately after.
Okay.
It was like I got out in March. I started in open doors in September.
Oh, wow.
So in that meantime, I was actually working at Cattleman's Steakhouse.
Okay.
As a busser.
Oh, wow.
That place ain't bad.
Eventually
You can get a good steak there.
Yeah.
I'm trying to picture Alan just serving.
Eventually,
People
yeah.
are like, oh, taking the plates. Oh, like I can't.
Eventually got fired from there because
Nice.
I refused to shave my beard.
Oh, that's
Nice.
But
And you
before-
yelled, untamed strength as you left.
Drop the plate.
Before I forget, the very first video, because I had watched Elliot Olsen
Yeah.
and Zach Emanesh, and I saw their YouTube videos. So
Was like a straight
you gotta make
copy of
videos.
that? Okay.
Yeah, was
so-
that part of the plan as you're
So
getting
yeah,
out?
I knew I had to make videos, but I didn't. At the time, I wasn't making like instructional videos. It was just like videos of the gym or
Yeah.
workouts and stuff.
Yeah.
And so, but that didn't do well at all.
Yeah.
But anyways, so I was like, I need to get a camera. So I went into Best Buy, bought some shitty camera.
Nice.
It worked. So,
Yeah.
but and funny is, it was probably like 2 years of doing YouTube.
Yeah.
That I it wasn't until I met David.
Yeah.
Who does my website?
Yeah, great dude.
Who was like, dude, you don't have to upload in 480p. I didn't even know how to upload.
You got upload
better
beyond
than that. But
I actually think, just quickly, I think people get it twisted. There has been a transformation in the last 2 years towards like quality when it comes to YouTube fitness, but it's almost like a smokescreen. I feel with a lot of channels, it's to disguise the lack of movement or meaning. Oftentimes, by the videos, like content first, then you can upgrade the camera. Like I remember, I was actually not at all surprised, but when I saw you a year ago, like just the camera you're using totally works. But like you asked me, it's like, oh, it's not like a Canon, like whatever, like 7D, bro. Like what do you explain? You're like, I don't know. Like I'm focused on trying to like make content. You know?
And I actually, my first How to Squat video had over 1 million views.
Yeah.
Before I even started uploading in 480p.
Yeah.
And it's like Casey Neistat says, you have to have a story, of
course,
and then production of the story
Yeah.
before you.
Well,
worry about
that's every platform ever. Like like how many movies are out there right now with the dopest CGI,
Low budget
and they're the
film.
worst and they're the worst movie ever,
Yeah.
or a low budget film that's
Office
amazing.
Space is
There's
such
nothing,
a good movie,
and it's
but-
such crap.
Yeah.
And like the most expensive thing was that computer they busted in the field.
Like
Like
was the budget. I was just gonna say, I do want to get not right now, but in the future, I want to talk about artistic Alan. What people don't know is that I could like just from working with you for those 2 videos where we're like riffing off of each other, I could tell you dig the like creation process, the conceptualizing like skits and all those things that go into it. And I think it reflects like in the content you make. But let's back up here for a second. Training Untamed with your gym. You opened up. It took you like 6 months, would it be, from when you got discharged to finally open up your gym?
Yep.
And what was your plan? Like you referenced Elliot, so he had the whole, I forget what you'd call it, like a warehouse gym style. Like, did you buy any of his like products or anything like that? Like,
Yeah, I took his. I forget how long it was, but it was he had a open your own gym course.
Yeah.
And it was one of those courses where I understand it now, but at the time it was like it was like $19.99 to sign up for this course. But then it enrolls you, like automatically.
Yeah.
And you're like,
oh. But I was. He always got me. I'm like, oh, I can't pay that. I'm opening a gym. But then I'm like, I can't cancel because I got to see what the next course is.
Yeah.
So I'd like bill you and then course.
Yeah.
But anyways, I took his course, which was helpful.
Yeah.
A lot of it was kind of. I mean, it's really biased because it's his experience.
Right.
But a lot of it was like creating your brand, or the biggest takeaway that I looking back on it is. Figure out what you do well and just do that to the best of your ability.
Yeah.
Sure.
Don't be the CrossFit strongman, Pilates, yoga
which
gym.
was I still kind of did.
Yeah.
Which
I took a
for
yoga
while.
class there. It was weird, bro.
Yeah, when I first said this is Untamed, it's like Train Untamed. Okay, so you opened up the gym 2013. What's your plan? Like you had like the idea, like okay, I need this many members to make like profit. Like did you have
totally irresponsible. I didn't have any personal training experience.
I
didn't have any clients where I was like,
no.
hey, I'm opening this gym, come with me.
Yeah.
I didn't have any business experience. I never had schooling for business.
Yeah.
Totally just I'm gonna do this and figure it out.
Love it.
And so I was training at California Family Fitness, a local commercial gym here.
Okay.
Which one?
I used to train at the one on
Fair Oaks?
Greenback,
Oh, that's too far
kind of
away.
like Orangeville.
Yeah, I've been there.
I never went to the Fair Oaks one.
Yeah,
I
that's
was
where I
either
went.
there or I'd go to the one on Sunrise. But one time I was in the one.
That's why we
in
never saw each
Rockland.
other, bro.
Yeah, I was at the one in Rockland, and I was deadlifting, warming up. I was deadlifting 185 pounds.
Nice.
Warming up,
Crushing
Yeah.
it.
185.
And they walked over to you.
Yep. And the first guy walks over to me and says, "You need to stop deadlifting." And I said, "Bro," I'm not going to stop deadlifting.
Yeah.
I'll be quiet.
Can't stop,
and
won't
he,
stop.
And he was like, and this is me, like rebellious out of the Marine Corps. Like,
Yeah. Fuck you, bro.
Show me what
Yeah.
to do. And,
Civilian scum!
So this is what he suggests. You can, we have those yoga mats.
Yeah,
you
you
can
put it
stack
up.
the yoga
Yeah.
mats. And I'm like, I'm not going to stand on some squishy yoga mats and deadlift. And I just said, okay, I'll be quiet. And he's like, okay. So he leaves, put my headphones in, and then they send a big dude over. He works there. And he starts small talk. He's like, hey, bro, you play ball? You got some big legs.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no.
Take your clothes off. Let me analyze some hamstrings. And he just punched him out. He said, boy, I've been through this. I'm fucking out of here.
PTSD when they were looking at me like
Stop
cattle.
looking at me. Stop pinching my glutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm getting so far off on tangent. But he said, hey,
welcome to our world.
Numerous complaints that your noise and you're rattling the entire building.
Causing a ruckus.
185 pounds, rattling the entire building.
Who's messaging you, Alan?
Caitlin.
Oh, okay. Fiance, go on.
So anyways,
Did you tell her, by the way, Alan, like if it's going south, this podcast, like just message me and like if I need to get out, there's an emergency, guys.
Safe word.
It's a bad date. It's a bad date, friend.
Okay.
And so I leave there. I go straight home. I get on the computer and I buy some equipment from Rhodes.
Sweet.
And so I start training in my garage.
Nice.
I start acquiring a little bit of equipment. That summer, I actually got the opportunity to work with my old high school, the football team.
Cool.
I knew the coach there. I was like, who's doing your strength and conditioning? And he's like, no one.
Let's hire this kid out of the military that has no clue. Yep. Come on in, bro.
Come on. There was a bunch of fat, old guys. So like, yeah, sounds good. So I worked with them, and I bought a little bit of strongman equipment to work with them that summer. And then I had a little bit of equipment stored up. Yeah. And the person I was rooming with, the guy that I was renting a room from, he was a commercial real estate agent. Okay. So I was like, John, I need a warehouse. Yeah. And I was looking on Craigslist too. And he just looked.
Sketch warehouses on Craigslist. Yeah.
Yeah. So he's driving me around one day looking for. I got this list of warehouses. Go check them out. Yeah. We were meeting a couple landlords, and then eventually we found one that was.
Was that the place I went to last year? The same place or no?
That was
okay.
Yeah, the first place was tiny.
Way worse.
Really? I like the. What I liked is you had like that
a dungeon. Yeah, like blue, no mirrors. I'm sorry, no windows.
The walls were like brick.
It was just like a cement.
I liked
building.
it.
Yeah.
Oh wait, the second place?
No, the first.
The blue. The blue place. No, that was the.
Where did I go to?
The one with the blue. You came one time
for the strongman competition. Oh. Which one was did you run a bunch of strongman?
Where Bobby competed?
Yeah.
That was the first one.
Yeah, I like that one. I like
that was the first one.
Yeah, the first one's the best.
You went to the second one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I only like the first one.
The loft was kind of fun because like they just have like a second like kind of mini floor, but there's like nothing. Yeah, it's like
you go up there and stretch or something.
No, the first one was fucking dope. Yeah. It was.
Thank you.
Okay. So started. You're putting out some of that there YouTube content. Do you have a master plan, like what you wanted to do, or you kind of just kept stumbling forward?
No, it's a recurring theme that I just like do stuff and then figure out.
Fail forward. I don't think that's bad at all.
Yeah.
But what did so you decided to call the gym Untamed Strength? Yep. What does that mean to you though? Just explain to people that don't quite like they're getting the picture, but like if someone said, "Hey, bro, cool shirt. What's it mean?" or like, "What's Train Untamed mean to you?"
Yeah, I don't talk very much. I'd probably be like, it's just gym name.
Yeah.
But the idea of it originally was it'll be a place where there's no rules. You can use chalk. You can slam bars. You can scream and yell. Nobody's going to tell you what not to do. And that was kind of the idea behind it at first.
Sure.
Now he has rules all over the place. It says turn the lights off before you leave.
People started breaking shit. Breaking windows.
People are getting hammered. They're getting hammered in the corner.
Even fucking banana peels on the bench. All right, you guys are way too untamed.
Yeah.
Shitting in the
trash can. That's a true story.
Wait, we got to back up for a second because I was going to say you became what you hated, which is like you must follow now the rules.
Yeah.
So who?
Yeah, he frisks me down every time before I come in. He's fucking yelling at me.
What is this?
I had only a positive experience. Who the fuck took a shit inside your trash can? I need that story. We thought there wasn't going to be a poop story.
No,
guess what? There is a poop story.
I'm not gonna.
Don't say the name, but his name.
No, don't say anything. Yeah, just say a member.
Yeah. So.
Are they part of the gym still? That's what I want to know.
Yeah. Because it was never proven, but.
I'm sorry, bro.
100% sure.
But what happened?
I had to
why
go.
are you going to take a shit in a trash can?
There were turds, logs, human logs.
But why instead of the washroom? I don't get it.
It was a trash can in the washroom. That's the best part.
It was in there. It was in the bathroom.
That's fucked up.
And just on top of the
that's
paper
so
towels.
Disgusting.
Like,
that's so disgusting.
And it became at first it was like kind of a joke, like who the fuck?
Yeah, did a homeless man break in here?
Yeah. But it started happening over and over.
What?
Yeah, dude.
Why are you so calm about this?
So what was happening was it was happening at night when this one particular member would come in. There was there was a big, close group of guys who've been at Untitled Strength for a long time.
Okay.
They would always be at the gym at night, right? This new member starts coming in. All of a sudden, there's turds in the trash can. So they're like, "Yo, Alan, this dude is taking a shit in it," and it became a huge problem. Well, it was a problem, but
of course it's a problem. I'm kicking that dude out as soon as there's a piece of shit in the garbage can.
But I mean, like, I don't know, man. I'm not gonna go up to someone and be like, "Hey, don't shit in my trash can."
No, you
because then he's gonna be like, there's no way of me proving it.
Yeah.
No. You know what I mean? Because then I could like throw everyone under the bus and say, it wasn't them. I don't trust you.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
This is train untamed. You gotta let the guy fucking be.
He's trying to train untamed. He's like, oh, paleo, I can shit whatever I want.
I firmly believe, I don't know.
If it was actually him?
No. I guarantee it was him.
Oh, okay.
But I don't know. I don't do a background check on my members.
Yeah, of course.
I don't know everyone. There's a lot of members.
But it happened more than once, right, Alan?
Yes. But what I'm saying is, I'm not going to assume everyone's situation. So I'm not going to. Not that it was okay by any means.
Yeah.
Oh, I get it.
No judgment. You're a good guy.
I don't want
good
that
guy,
dude,
Alan.
I don't want that dude coming in the gym and shooting us all up.
Yeah.
I swear to God.
Yeah.
Does he still go to the gym?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Listen, so
Is he listening to this podcast?
so I don't know.
I guarantee it. If he takes shits inside trash cans, he's listening to this podcast.
Well, okay, he deserves to,
Yeah.
If he's
He doesn't have his name.
Yeah. But so anyways, so I sent him a text only.
Is it Punch Nugget? That's what I want. That's a John.
But it was. I sent it to him saying that I sent it to everyone, and I was like, "Hey, dude, serious situation. I know this sounds like a joke. There's someone is taking a dump in the trash can on the floor. Right. That's where I saw that, and I was like,
game over.
Fucker, dude.
Yeah.
In the trash can on the floor. It's happened multiple times, and I said, if you know anything about it, say something. And I said, to them, and I said, I'm just going around making sure. I don't want to know who's doing it. I'm just telling everyone, if it's you, stop.
Right.
It's disrespectful. And he said, even his responses were like really weird. He was asking questions about it afterwards. And I'm like,
what shape was it?
I was like, dude, there's shit, human shit.
Was it green? Was it green or was it mine?
Yeah.
So I was going to say, I want to press you, not about that, but about another question then, because Alan, I just went yesterday to your new facility. Beautiful, love it. I just want to know why in the washroom there's a chair. Like, why the fuck is someone supposed to wash?
Distract you from shitting in the trash can.
It's a lot of people ask that question.
Yeah, just to change.
Because people lift and then go to work, or they get in their work clothes to the gym and then left.
Yeah. So it's easier to change.
Before it was there,
Yeah.
People like, I don't want to put my dirty clothes on, or I don't want to put my clean clothes on the floor.
Right.
It's a pretty big bathroom.
Yeah, and
That makes sense. I just want, I'm like a voyeur, like to someone, because there's also a hole in the wall that's near the toilet, right?
Yeah, that's the glory hole.
Yeah.
That's separate.
And people were also changing the bathroom,
Right.
and then they come out of the bathroom, sit on the floor right outside the bathroom, like put their socks and shoes on.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'll just put a chair.
Okay, that makes sense.
So-
I don't know if it's related at all to like the shit in the. That's the best. Like, did you tell that when you were on the Powercast or no?
No, it's more recent.
That is wow. That is super interesting. Okay, so people really took that train untamed. It actually reminds me. Just a quick aside. Forest Fitness gym I go to, a super cool owner, Sean Kelly. He kind of has kind of a similar philosophy where you could do it's an opportunity to be able to express yourself, lift however you want, right? A guy came in wanting to do old school style strongman lifting. So I'm talking about the bent press where you lean to one side and do it. Thing is, Alan, this guy didn't know what he was doing. He's like, Pavel Tatsulin says this, like the old school, and he cites just guys from the 1800s. So the whole barbell, and so here's the thing though, he took his shoes off, he was in flat feet, they stunk, the guy said, hey man, you can put your shoes back on, just being respectful. He's like, okay, he did that. But he started doing the bent press. A bent press, for those that don't know, is where you turn to your side, so think you bend over to tie your shoe. Yeah, like a windmill, and then you take a bloated barbell and press it over your head. Okay, but the thing is, the guy started yelling, screaming, and again, Sean's cool, he wasn't there, an employee was there, yelling, screaming, he loads up 135 on the bar. And so he goes to do it, and this whole time, the guy that was working there was okay, I know we're supposed to allow people to do whatever, but this is weird. He goes to press it, he yells up, and then it falls on his head, the weight, And as soon as that happened, the guy that was working there's like, yeah, no, you're done. Like you gotta get because it's an opportunity. It's like we are giving you the freedom to do what you want to an extent. Like if you don't know what you're doing, bro, or if you're taking like shits inside trash cans, like come on, bro. Like
form through freedom or freedom through form.
Yeah. And I was gonna say just quickly because we're gonna jump off of a bunch of different topics. You say we go off on tangents. That's the whole goal with this podcast, the world's worst podcast. What I really like, one thing I really enjoy is that you have kind of from Iron Mind a lot of different posters, like posters of people either lifting feats of strength, so either Olympic athletes, a strongman, even, dude, I was blown away. I didn't know if I was in the right gym. I saw a bodybuilder on the wall.
Oh yeah.
What's going on?
There's Lou Ferrigno in the bathroom.
Yeah,
staring at you.
Yeah, bodybuilding. What's going on there, bro? So anyone could come in, anyone could do their own thing. That's like train on
We're on
team.
the same team.
Oh,
that's the same fight.
So everyone's on the same team. No one's off the team.
Yeah. With that,
no high bar.
One time there was a couple of bodybuilders.
Okay.
I don't even care if he's watching this.
A
couple of bodybuilders.
So the guy that shits in a can gets a free pass. The guy that the bodybuilder's fucking out. Okay.
There are a couple of bodybuilders
Bodybuilders.
who came into Untamed Strength.
Okay. How long ago was this?
Probably the beginning of the year.
Okay, I was gonna say maybe they saw your whole protein butter supplement video and they got confused about your hydro.
He makes YouTube videos too, and all of his YouTube videos, I doubt they're monetized. All of his YouTube videos are just like the title is like D-ball, Tren, Winstrol, like exactly like.
Does it get a good amount of views?
Probably.
People love steroids.
I don't even remember what his name is.
Yeah, people love steroids.
But
it wasn't Rich Brianna, R.I.P.
And what's funny is there's a few Frank Yang videos.
Okay. That he's in?
He's in the back, like Frank's like snorting shit off biceps or off of like bodybuilders, like bodybuilders with their shirt on. Yeah. It's those dudes. So they're doing something in Hong Kong, wherever Frank's.
Oh, what I was gonna say about Frank came.
They're not collabing with him. Like they're in the back. Like,
they're just there.
Yeah, and
that's different.
What the hell?
Yeah.
But anyways, so I don't know where this is going. This story. So I'm in the gym. The doors are up, and I see these two guys like this with cameras, and they're like talking. They're doing this, and I'm not really in a talkative mood, and I'm like.
Big sign.
I'm sure they're coming in here to check on Untamed Strength.
You're whispering yourself, train on tape.
So they come in and they do their thing when he's doing some squats, and then they do like some Romanian deadlifts. But anyways, he puts me on the camera real quick. Yeah. He goes, Alan, tell me, out of all the powerlifting lifts in here, and he's pointing at all the strongman stuff. Out of all the power lifts, which one is your favorite? Yeah. And I was like, I don't think this guy knows what he's talking about. And I was like, talking about like bench, squat, deadlift? And he goes, no, all of these power lifts.
You mean strongman training?
I'm like, yeah, power lifts I like to squat. This is all strongman stuff though. And he's like, what? And I'm like, oh, great. And so then I'm stuck explaining.
No. Yeah.
But so anyways, that was.
So he's not welcome back if he comes back.
No, he'd come back. The only problem that people were having was this was before I had 8 squat racks. Mm-hmm. I only had 4 at the time, and everyone was in there on Saturday trying to squat. And these guys are doing 135 Romanian deadlifts.
Yeah.
In a rack. Yeah, the worst.
They're doing 135 Romanian deadlifts, like unracking it like this.
Yeah.
Like I pull.
I've made arguments.
And I'm like, I just and they're paying members. Saturdays are free from 8 to noon.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. That's a good initiative. I like that.
Yeah. So that's pretty much an easy pass for me because when people say I really want to check it out, I say come in on Saturday.
Yeah.
You can train for free.
Easy.
And so, but sometimes that brings people that
Yeah, you've seen a lot of people from kind of around the world. I see the posts where like someone will come from like Finland or whatnot.
All the time.
How cool is that? Like, do you get so Alan, the videos that you've done? You're kind of there's different people in the YouTube game, right? Do you follow the YouTube fitness community at all? Not zero.
Yeah.
So, you're like, yeah, okay. Who's your favorite, bro? Who's your favorite aesthetic guy?
Elliot Norton. It seems like Elliot Holst. If you had a rubber band on your wrist with Elliot Holst, he has to be.
Yeah, I don't watch his stuff anymore.
Yeah, but still, like, he gave you the spark.
Okay, so at what point were you like?
He definitely got me started.
Yeah.
But I don't watch his stuff anymore.
No, and I mean, people ask me.
I actually like watching. I don't like watching very much fitness stuff on YouTube. I like watching Casey.
Oh, I know you're a budding
filmmaker.
I know that, bro. I could sense with the way that you make, like even how you do your little skits, like which I think are fantastic. You have the mind actually of a creator. Like it's not just like, oh, like what would be like entertaining. Like when we filmed those 2 videos, we're bouncing like a million ideas off of each other. Like you had an idea, we had that script. Remember the spotting association, like the whole thing. Like I love it. I think that's a hidden talent of yours, where like you create informative content. So when I was talking about YouTube, there's like different spaces. So you got the aesthetic bros, you got the watch collection bros, you got like kind of the lifters, right? And then you have like some people that put out informative content. You are part of that category, but in that category, you're respected. But then people from there, you also put out a little bit of entertainment, some of those skits. Did that all come kind of naturally? Like, what did you like? How did you decide for yourself? Like, okay, I want to do skits. Because for me, for YouTube, I was training clients, and I knew like you got to keep someone's attention. But you said you kind of dived into it like without, the gym without training people. So what was that idea? Like, let's make it entertaining.
Yeah. So my first video that I ever made, other than like little lifting videos that I posted on YouTube, the first video is actually how to train at home, and it's all a joke. It's me, like I have a rake.
Yeah.
With 2 trash cans, and I'm like pressing it overhead.
Sure.
So it's all a joke.
Yeah.
So there was like that funny aspect.
Yeah.
But when I started making videos, a lot of it was like promoting the gym.
Yeah.
If nobody knows what the gym is, nobody cares. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it wasn't until I started putting out instructional videos that the videos started to take off.
Oh yeah.
And I wanted to put a lot of like production value to it.
Yeah.
If I was talking about the feet, I'd show the feet.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, I put a lot of text there.
Oh yeah.
And then just whenever I think of stuff, like my videos are exactly how I like think of the whole thing coming into play. And then there's always like little side notes. I have a video coming out tomorrow about RPE. And there's like a couple stupid skits in it that I thought about. It's just kind of how I think about the idea or the video.
That's the mind of a creator. I even remember when we were filming how efficient you are with time. Where like we basically banged it out and whatever. There was multiple different shots we had to take, probably 30 or 40 shots. Yeah. But then it's like, all right, like let's move on to the narration aspect of it. And like you hand wrote out like what we're gonna say, like just like banging it out super quick. Yeah. So a few different things I want to jump into. I want to get into now. You are a starting strength coach. Mm-hmm. Okay. So we'll get into that in a second. Before we do, I just want to know for you kind of. YouTubers do different things, right? So, like, I joke when I say the watch collection bros. But there's different ways of earning income, like making your money. And still to this day, a good portion of what you earn and what you do is from coaching people, right? Mm-hmm. Like, your boots are still on the ground. You could move towards the model of more, like, program-based or, like, a variety of different things. Do you just enjoy that? Like, you enjoy coaching people? Like, that's a fundamental aspect. You like that human interaction?
Yeah.
You know?
Yes and no. Sometimes I love making videos.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'd rather help people in person.
Yeah.
But I don't ever, because I have a gym, like I can't like I can't go to the gym all the time, see a bunch of people that need help, and always be like, I don't have time.
Yeah.
I got videos to make. You know what I mean? So I do want to help people.
Sorry guys, I'm Hollywood now.
Yeah, really. Alan's never even at his gym.
Yeah. Alan never even trains there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I want to keep both of that kind of balance.
Yeah.
And now that I've been doing online training, that takes up a lot of time.
Sure.
But I still have a core, group of clients, in-person clients that I like helping.
Yeah.
And I just, if someone asks me, hey, I'd like to pay you for help, I'm gonna say, I'll help you. But with that, my schedule's like so busy right now that there are people who say, can I get help? I'm available these times. I'm like, sorry, man, I can't.
You're a popular guy. I get it, bro. I do think that training people, however, like that's, I started once again, just like I selected like 10 people to train like for free or whatever, online, because I think training people keeps you in the loop of what people are doing, that makes you better able to make videos because you see like the mistakes. It keeps you like kind of fresh. And I think that's an important aspect, to be like connected to the game.
Yeah, your audience.
Yeah.
Right. What do people need help with? What are some common mistakes that you often see? And you see what works and what doesn't in terms of programming.
Yeah. Well, and just coaching. Coaching is multifaceted,
right.
Especially with lifting is a simple sport, but
right.
Like you just mentioned, there's programming, there's communication,
right.
There's technique itself, there's temperament, and things you have to take account that we're probably very different than your boot camp, where everybody gets treated the same.
Right.
But to get someone optimally to grow within a sport or excel, there's many other factors.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's touch on this a little bit. Then let's go to starting strength. You becoming a coach. I remember seeing some of the videos, reading some of the comments because you had a bunch of instructional videos, and then you started following through with that. And I read some of the comments and like, oh no, Alan's sipping like the Kool-Aid. Like, what's going on? He's like he's a starting strength coach. Yeah. So what was that whole process? How would you respond maybe to some people, like people that are listening and watching that know you? It's like, well, like what happened? Like, you're doing your thing and then you decided to become a coach. Like, what's that process?
So first off, there was a bad response.
Okay.
Was there?
Was that with what?
There was a bad response? I didn't know that.
No.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I actually don't. People send me a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
But there are a lot of videos that I don't. Most of my videos I don't really look at the comments.
And
there are certain videos where I know, like starting strength videos, I know they're gonna get a shit review by a lot of people.
Sure.
And I don't care. I don't pay attention to it. But I don't. If I believe in something or if I have an opinion on something, I'm gonna put it out there.
Yeah.
I'm not, regardless of like.
Like I wonder what people are going to think. It's like
Yeah.
I think this is what I believe in. Therefore, I'm going to put it out. Right.
And like you usually see the 1,000 people that just troll it or hate it.
Sure.
But you don't see the 99,000 people who watch it and they're like, damn, that was really helpful.
Yeah.
And move on. You know
Yes.
what I mean?
Someone one time said that like if someone really dislikes something, that vocal minority of people that hate it will really come out. But then like there's kind of a silent majority that enjoyed it, but like some talk and some don't. So it sometimes skews the perception.
Yeah. But the whole thing started me working with Austin Baraki, who's my coach.
Yeah.
And he is a certified starting strength coach.
Yeah.
Which
best eyes in the
people
squatting game.
Don't.
When sides are bugging out.
Yeah, really. Most people don't understand it. Like, oh, he's a starting strength coach, so he just coaches a bunch of novices and he teaches the Ripito squat and he just does 3x5.
Yeah.
Does he do 3x5 himself? It's just a small qualification of
Sure. That's like a small piece of the puzzle.
Yeah, and so I learned a lot from him, and I had the opportunity to go to a starting strength seminar.
And what is it, Wichita, Texas, or was
It
it?
was in Texas, yeah.
Okay.
Wichita Falls, Texas.
Yeah.
And so I took the opportunity. You can opt in to get your coaching credential. And so I wanted to do it just to learn, because you really there's a lot that goes into passing the credential, a lot that you have to learn.
Yeah.
And so I wanted to learn all that.
Yeah.
It wasn't in any way people think like, I want to be part of the team or the cult or, I want to worship.
I want to wear khaki pants all my life.
Yeah, I've never even like talked to Ripito. It's like, hey, congratulations. Hey, but it's,
Son, you're part of the team.
We text every night.
Yeah. Did you do your 3x5s? Yes, Dad.
Finish a go, man.
Yeah.
But no, it's nothing at all like that. I just wanted to learn. And Austin and Jordan have barbell medicine.
Okay.
And I knew that I would, in the future, a while ago, earlier this year, kind of wanted to like work alongside them in any way I could.
Sure.
And I knew that I'm not going to be a doctor anytime soon. So getting my starting strength credential.
The first untamed doctor.
Yeah, really. Getting a starting strength credential would kind of bump me up a notch.
Sure.
Closer to what they're doing. Right. And so I knew that I wanted to do that. So that's where that all started. And then I'll admit, I'm fully aware that starting strength gets is a contentious topic.
Sure.
Whatever, people love to talk about it or hate it. And so I'm well aware that it gets a response.
Sure.
And I think that initially when I got my starting strength credential, I was just like so immersed in like learning all that.
Sure.
And like all
it's
these
almost like
new
a
things,
little like echo chamber of like just being in there.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
And so a lot of my content at the time reflected that.
Yeah.
And it was probably just too much,
they're like, has Alan joined a cult? Like when they say just like it was so much of one topic or whatever.
It's just stupid. Like I can laugh at it.
Yeah.
But it's so old. It's like nice original jokes.
Oh yeah.
So I've actually a lot of my videos after that.
Yeah.
When people, because it was just people like contacting me, I get emails of people sending me their responses. I'm like, dude, you can't just put it in a YouTube video.
Like, come on. Yeah.
And then people would send me like screenshots of like comments. I'm like, Jesus Christ, like it's huge, like essays. Like people are concerned about me,
Yeah.
Like, and
what's Alan happened? Yeah. What's
and so I was like, all right, I do need to cool it. And there are a lot of videos that literally people are like, this is so helpful, Alan. You're such a great teacher.
Yeah.
But if I was
you're such a stud, Alan.
If I was the title it starting strength, right, or
be roasted.
Put that in there. Yeah. People are like, this is the dumbest shit ever. You just regurgitate what Rip says.
Yeah.
But there's so much stuff that is like stuff that I've learned from it. Yeah. And I just don't title it as starting strength.
Yeah, I mentioned this, and this goes for both sides. possibly the starting strength side and also this random side of haters, to not make your diet or your fitness goals or how you train religious. And I don't mean by religious by what you believe in, because you can believe in what you're doing. But one, don't stop yourself from evolving and hearing other methods. And that's just the issue with everything in our nation, which we've talked about off air multiple times with different people, where if you're...
I'm like a keto guy.
Yeah. And then okay, so you're into keto. What do? You only watch keto people on YouTube. You only listen to their podcasts. You're not listening to maybe this flexible dieting side or this carbohydrate prominent side. And so then what do? Of course, your beliefs get deeper and deeper and deeper. And knowing you personally and training with you, and we chat lifting all the time while we're training, you're not that because you understand why I prefer percentage and how I do it. And that's just how it is. That's just what I'm comfortable and what I'm knowledgeable on. And I understand RPE and I understand why you do it and others do it as well. And it's not an issue of that, where these people that maybe aren't at the top of starting strength, like maybe some of you and your coaches, but the middle group of people that like starting strength and the middle group of these people on the other side, they just argue each other because they're so deep into their own system that it's the only way. Like, no, well, that's not going to help either.
There's a bunch of starting strength coaches and a bunch of the starting strength community who are idiots.
Yeah, they probably suck terrible.
They are. They're bad. And they think they're,
of course,
elite.
They probably can't lift. They probably can't coach. And how many other coaches that have whatever certification, NASM or whatever, RPE World or Percentage World or Russian Style or West Side. How many conjugate coaches out there never even read a Louis book and they fucking suck.
West Side method. Never done West Side.
So I'm not really concerned with that.
It's good.
I think that's great though. Like I do think maybe when you only release videos or you announce something and all they see from you is like one video a week, and then you put a few videos on something, it's like, oh, like what happened to Alan, or like is that all it's like, well, wait a second here, like I'm putting out a piece of content, like there's a lot more to it than that. And I think maybe some people have like a preconceived notion of certain things, like they hear it and they just automatically assume something maybe without watching it first.
And people also seem to get really offended or triggered, I don't know the word, when someone is straightforward with their answer.
Sure.
And I admire that when someone's like, no, do this, do that. Well, there is a reason we believe the things we believe, or the way we do things the way we do it. It's because we think it's optimal.
Right.
And especially with the viewers that are looking for books, articles, and YouTube videos, they're usually beginners looking for an answer.
Right.
And so I just try not to give these like ambiguous videos of like, you could do this.
It could be.
But people get upset when I'm like, I like the low bar squat, and I think it's you should do that.
But it's all context and perspective. Like, you're not going to go and tell Bryce Lewis, IPF champion, like, nah, bro, you need to put that bar a lot lower. Your shit sucks. Like, no, Bryce has figured his own shit out. But
because when you are really strong, you can make adjustments on the fly and do what you would
or he's done it for a decade and he's figured out like this doesn't work for some reason that we don't know.
And also to give a great answer, so to someone to reference my boy Greg Knuckles, who's like too damn smart for his own good. Like when we made a squat video and went over everything, and like he referenced like 98 studies. It's like people, so like to go over that amount, people don't want to sit through to understand the full context. So he'll go over every position, like foot position, hip position, bar position, and like cite everything, go over like moment arms, like everything. Can debate anyone to a T. But but I was gonna say like but not a lot of people have enough of an attention span to listen to that whole thing. So hearing maybe a concrete answer, like, you know what, I believe low bar. It's like, here's why, like da 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 da. Like that actually in a way, I don't want to say it can be more helpful, but it's a clear-cut answer then. Like someone could follow through with that.
It's not like awful information.
It's not like you're telling them, like tie 1 foot behind your like.
Well, it's all just so individual because you're making a YouTube video for the masses. Right. So for us to argue like, no, bro, like same thing. I wouldn't go in your comment section, one, because we're friends, but two, and argue a Bryce Lewis thing. Same thing when I do make a video about a programming or percentage or something that I believe. Like, I'm talking about the masses. Like, this works for a lot of people.
Yeah, this doesn't represent my full way of thinking about things.
I can't put all my knowledge into a YouTube video. And so if you judge me by that.
Yeah, Boris Shaco. So when we did an interview with him, dude, he spoke. The first interview was 4 or 5 hours long. Just straight, we sat down, interviewed him, asked questions. Like, he wanted to make sure everything's clear. It's like, you don't make 5-hour YouTube videos. You make 5-minute or 10-minute.
And I think that's a talent to be able to like condense it all, easily digestible. You know what I mean? It's not. This isn't literature that's produced at a university. They're just easy YouTube videos. There was one comment that was sent to me was in my most recent how to squat video. Which funny, it was originally how to squat. Starting strength.
You
starting strength not there anymore.
But
how'd that happen?
Well, guess what?
YouTube,
is gonna be called,
YouTube,
This is going to be
moderators,
called
yeah.
when we throw it up on the YouTube. This is going to be called Alan Thrall, starting strength
Strength coach.
Yeah,
Starting strength
the founder,
cult leader.
Oh, cult leader.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
But someone in the video, I said, when we talk about what good form is, we got to talk about a good bar path.
Right.
Good bar path should be straight.
No.
Gravity acts down in a straight line, so we should apply force against gravity up in a straight line.
Right.
And like the comment was this huge analysis of like, Alan, how dare you
simplify
oversimplify
like that, yeah.
mechanics and physics?
Yeah.
You know, it's like, geez,
Yeah.
10 seconds out of YouTube.
Oh,
I'm literally drawing on a whiteboard and dropping watermelons off of a roof.
To demonstrate it. Yeah, I think again, like shout out to my boy Greg Knuckles. It's like there is that 4-hour video if you want to seek it out, or like when he writes an article.
We just go to school.
Yeah,
like if you're trying to learn like that, like you go to school.
Yeah, it's like you're trying. It's like, you know, a kid wants to learn how to squat. Like boom, like I'm gonna type that. I'm gonna follow, and guess what? It's not bad advice. Like it's not like he's gonna blow out like his AC or whatever. Yeah, holding the bar. Yeah, I think so. Maybe when it comes to some of that stuff, what would you say is the biggest misconception that people have about like starting strength or all that stuff?
There are I think a lot of people misrepresent starting strength. A lot of coaches, because like I said, there are a lot of bad coaches, and just in the short time that I've been in the community, there are a lot of people who really do. They try to act like Rip, who has this elitist mindset, which. Some people like it, some people don't. I don't care. You know, like I have learned that someone can say something that I disagree with, I can still like them.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, I don't have to hate them.
Yeah.
But everyone tries to act like Rip.
That's called maturity.
Yeah, yeah.
To be able, to differentiate that.
Right.
Yeah.
So people will have this elitist mindset, and it's like, dude, you squat 325 or 365. You know what I mean? Like stop. You know, but you know, it's like they'll just regurgitate what Rip says, or I don't go on it often, but from what I've seen, like the starting strength forum is really, really popular.
Okay.
Starting strength is actually, I don't want to say number one because I might be wrong, but it's one of the highest selling fitness-related books on Amazon.
Oh,
yeah,
it has to be. Yeah, there's hundreds of thousands of people.
Definitely in strength training. If you go general fitness, you got Oprah and shit. But in strength training,
it's got millions of product reviews.
We
hate pretentious people. All those things. Yeah.
There's a lot of people that have seen it. So the starting strength forum can be really popular.
Yeah.
And every piece of advice that I see from either other members or some coaches, it's just like talking down or like telling, you know what I mean? Like it's not.
Yeah, like what is that about? Like, yeah.
You know, like, hey, you know, here's a form check for my squat. Can you help me? And it's like, oh, you high bar squatting, quarter squatting idiot.
Yeah.
Why don't you go ask your local gym bro? It's just there's
that
a lot
doesn't
of
help
people,
anybody.
Stupid people.
If Professor again,
so I don't even think I answered your question.
No, I was going to say the misconception. I was just going to add quickly. If Professor Boris Shaker, like the most decorated, like arguably strength coach in history, when I asked him to like teach me, it was like, listen, like your form sucks. Like he put his hand on like my shoulder, like a grandfather figure, and he's like Omar, and then he talks to him like very like kindly. I'm like, where do you get this pretentiousness from?
Yeah.
But you're gonna say the biggest maybe misconception.
So
like, you don't
biggest
have
misconception, I would say,
you don't drink Kool-Aid. You don't have a 5x5 like tattoo on your back, right? Like
right. So not. So there is a huge. I think I'm way over time.
Are you over?
It's all right. It's all good. It's all good. It's
You
supposed to be at the gym now.
Oh no!
It's all right. It's all
We're
good.
telling. I didn't even know. I thought we
It's
had
all
2
good.
hours. Okay. Go on.
But there is a huge. There's a huge two kind of teams within the starting strength community.
Oh, okay.
Very small team, very big team. So
Are you part of the small team?
So yeah. So
I knew it. How did I know that?
So
it's like a schism within the train. Go on.
So every starting strength coach will pretty much teach every individual, every novice, how to squat, bench, deadlift, power clean, press, pretty much the same way.
Sure.
They'll take them through their linear progression the same way.
Yeah.
Right. That's what starting strength is. It's the book, and it's the program. That program is meant to be done for like 2-3 months tops.
And that's it. Sure.
Right. 5 pounds a session doesn't last for that long.
Yeah.
It is to get detrained individuals stronger.
Sure.
Okay. It ends there. Okay. But the problem is
big group of people just continue forward. Is that then?
Big group of people take those same principles, right, in terms of programming, and an intermediate and an advanced lifter they think can be trained kind of the same way.
Or even just turn it into a power lifter.
Right.
Right.
Yeah,
Where like,
so
all right.
It's like you're increasing like general strength, like because you overhead press in that program, right?
Yeah. So yeah, there's a lot of starting strength coaches and people in the starting strength community who do not know how to train intermediates, let alone advanced lifters.
Yeah.
There's a huge that we won't even get into, but
Sure.
it's mainly about programming after the novice linear progression. The idea is, right, what you guys would probably understand is once you get to the end of your novice linear progression, intensity is way too high.
Yeah.
You are failing reps. 3 sets of 5 is not too much to recover from. It's the damn weight.
Yeah.
So we need to back off intensity a little bit. If we back off intensity, we need to have volume.
Sure.
Right?
Or frequency.
Right.
Yep.
Right. But maybe not necessarily, because if you have 3 squat days a week, and they're 3 by 5, you say we're just going to add a 4th and do the same thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because once you get to the end of your linear progression, you're by definition you're failing. Right? You cannot continue adding more weight.
Yeah, but if you chop down the 3 by 5s to 1 by 5s or 2 by 5s and added a day, it's potential.
You could.
Yeah.
So that's where the argument is that a lot of people think in the starting strength community that you need to continue adding intensity and dropping volume. But what happens, right? You go to, let's go to 3 sets of 3, and then 3 singles, and then let's just max out.
How's that enough volume?
Just because they think, well, you're adding weight to the bar,
you're
not getting stronger. No, it's not true.
No, I see a bit of how you train from your training videos where you have like circuit maxes, like where you work.
And that's powerlifting, like
moving on.
That's where context comes into issue. Where even starting strength is not a powerlifting program. It's a novice strength training program. And when people compare that, or even compare RPE or percentage to a powerlifting program, let alone the categories of novice, intermediate, advanced.
Right.
1, there's many ways to skin a cat. 2, there's many methods that you can do. And if you're talking about just how to squat for a human, how to squat for a power lifter, how to squat for someone for football, like it all may be slightly different conversations, or how to program for them.
Yeah, that's because once you get out of the early intermediate stage, that's when you can start asking questions. Like you said, what are your goals? Where's your strength right now? There's individual factors, but at first, if it's truly a novice, a D-trained individual, there's not many factors. We need to get you doing this. But anyways, so that's the argument. It's past starting strength.
So only a small group of starting strength, like coaches or people on the
tiny.
That's insane. So it needs to be flipped around then. Like you're starting.
It's because people they just refuse to listen.
That goes to the extreme. Listen to the extreme, right? Because there's a big group of them. They're all starting strength coaches. They're all passing around ideas, the same idea, rather than like, well, let's go listen to a Louis Simmons seminar. Maybe he has something to say. Let's go listen to a Boris Shako. Let's say what he has to say. You don't have to agree with everything both of those guys say, but there's things to learn because they're accomplished and they've found ways.
The wrong fit where you're taking, as you said, like a very beginner novice program and then trying to extrapolate it like past that point for like all lifters. Like it just doesn't make.
Let's just keep adding weight to the bar until it doesn't work like that.
And
I wish it did.
Drinking milk, bro.
Yeah, really.
So we can confirm.
Let's get overweight. Let's get you to 300 pounds.
300-pound body weight, 300-pound squat. It's sick, bro.
But the two, Jordan Feigenbaum and Austin Baraki, Austin's my coach. They are on the one end of that where it's like, okay, now we need to. You need more volume. We need to expose you to more volume over a period of time. And they use RPE training, and so there's like their followers, or people that they've helped in the starting strength community, or people who've opened their eyes and been like,
"Is there going to be a schism, bro, in the community where they're going to form their own thing?" Because like if people aren't that's often honestly what happens.
They have barbell medicine, and they do barbell medicine seminars. So, anyways, the question was, what is the biggest misconception? And I forget what my first answer was.
Well, basically, what you said, there's 2 things that can split. Or
what happens next after the
right? So
linear progression.
Whenever people hear me, right? Oh, you're a starting strength coach, or you're being coached by a starting strength coach. People have honestly asked, "Do you think 3 by 5 really works for you?" Like, I'm not doing starting strength. I'm not.
You should make a video called "I'm not doing 3 by 5." Like just title all of that.
Exactly. I'm not a novice. Oh, you're being coached by a starting strength coach. You're paying someone to take you through linear progression. I'm like, I'm not doing it. And my coach Austin doesn't even train novices anymore. His online training, he's got competitors competing at nationals. He's got dudes squatting 700 pounds. He's got dudes pulling 700. He's got really strong guys and girls. So it's not like, he's a starting strength coach. He just does 3x5 for everyone.
Right. Maybe it's even the phrase we say starting strength, like that's like the moniker of it, where it's like starting. It's like, well, it's like we don't coach starting like people. Like it encompasses way more than that.
Right.
We can confirm that Alan is not part of a cult, that he's not drinking any Kool-Aid, that they're not holding him against his will. Mike, were you? Oh, I thought you.
I'm getting cold.
You're curling up that hand
My
to
hand's
go
getting
somewhere.
cold. My
I
hand's
want
getting
to.
cold.
I want to go on. To
He's
the,
gotta go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna.
Well, it's too late. Let me send a text.
Yeah, it's too, no, Mike, it's too late, bro. We're gonna move on. I was gonna say, Alan, what I wanted to ask you is that after you left the the military and you said to yourself, like, I'm gonna be untamed. I'm gonna grow up my facial hair. I'm gonna grow up my hair. Are you ever gonna? I know people ask you that all the time, and I saw the response. But like, what's that mean to you symbolically to keep your hair long and wild like that? It's just like once again like a symbol of everything that you stood for. It's kind of that message of being untamed.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's being untamed, and it's kind of like the discipline that goes along with growing this beard out or growing this hair out.
The opposite.
And
being disciplined, not being disciplined.
Yeah, exactly. Well, because most people will be like, it's scratchy, I'm going to get rid of it.
Yeah.
Or, this hair gets in my way, I'm going to cut it.
You're like,
I just want to keep it going.
What's majestic, bro?
I feel like when I do cut it.
You're over, bro. Your career's over.
No, I don't. Again, I don't really care about that. You
Yeah.
know, like I doubt that my subscriber count would
Nope,
drop by 100,000.
they're gone.
They're gone, bro.
They're
That's
gone.
what you think.
There would definitely be quite an uprising, but if I do, or there'd be quite a bit of response. If I do it, I have no plans to. I'm not saying I won't, but I just don't have any.
Sure.
If I do, there's going to be like a huge
Shit
story to show.
What's
behind
going with it?
It's not going to be like
kidnapped?
I upload a video on Tuesday and I have nothing on me. You know,
That'd be amazing if just one day you did that. Or you got maybe like one of your brothers looks like, pretty similar to you. Just have him like start the videos like Alan Thrall here, blah blah blah, and everyone's
and
like,
I walk in and just do the videos.
yeah.
No, it'll be some sort of like huge bet that I know I'm probably going to lose.
Oh no.
Or I don't know. Donate the hair or something.
Because it's kind of similar for me where I had my hair long in high school, and then I decided to start working as a trainer, and then what ended up happening is that when I was a trainer, they're like, it'd be more professional if you had short hair. So I'm like, all right, I'll listen to them, whatever. And so I cut my hair, and I hated it working like for the big box, like corporate gym. And so I was only there for like 8 or 9 months, but after that happened and I cut my hair and I
had
just
such a
didn't enjoy
grudge.
it. Yeah, I'm like, I'm growing up my hair and I'm gonna keep it long and I don't give a shit. I want to work for myself. So like not at all, but I always have like problems with authority, but I was not feeling that at all. So
my last haircut and my last shave was when I got out of the military. So
wow,
this is all like grown.
This
with
is
the
all
gym.
yeah. It's grown with you. It's become a part of you.
Count
bro.
the rings like a redwood.
Exactly.
Let's talk now a little bit about music because I made that joke the first time I've been to your new Untamed Strength gym was just like 2 days ago, and I walked in and there was like some hip hop playing. I'm like, oh, that's cool. I'm like, where's the metal at, bro? Because I know like you like metal, like we listen to some similar. Yeah,
sometimes rap it does play.
Yeah,
it just depends on what everyone
like what you're
hear.
feling.
And sometimes I'll put on something other.
We were listening to Nightmare Before Christmas on our dead list.
Yeah, that was like Halloween.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool. I like that. What are some of the big bands or big songs, like just the music that you listen to in rock?
I would say the two most commonly played artists would be Slayer and Pantera.
Oh, really? Pantera. Any so out of those albums, like I'm down with the metal. I'd say between Cowboys from Hell. Do you count anything? It's not canon. Like how they say it's not canon. Anything prior to Cowboys from Hell? Yeah, the '88 album that has like "Proud to Be Loud" and all that stuff. The previous album, was there not Metal Jungle before? Metal Jungle, I think was.
So.
Yeah, so the one before Cowboys from Hell, I actually don't mind at all. Yeah. Cowboys from Hell, I dig. Vulgar Display of Power is good. Those are probably the two, and then Far Beyond Driven, I do dig, and Great Southern Trendkill, and then Revolution is My Name is. It's good, but I actually Cowboys from Hell. He had that. What's the guy from Judas Priest? Rob Halford. He had that scream. Yeah. Come on, like Primal Sledge when he's singing. Yeah. It's great. I actually. Oh yeah. You ever see what is it? Moscow Pantera. Their performance. They do like domination. No, it's all great. Yeah, and then they have so many good ones. Like even just Cowboys from Hell is Pterodactyl Scream, where it's like where he comes back. I'm like, man, you guys like I get it. You got more hardcore, even heavier. Every album, I'm like, there's something sweet, like in that like shreds. Okay, so Pantera for you, Slayer as well. When I went there, there's a lot of Metallica, and we kind of had not a Metallica Megadeth. I'm a Megadeth guy probably. If I was gonna ask you your favorite metal album, what would you say? If you had,
It's got to be Metallica.
Okay.
It's got to be a Metallica album. Probably.
There's only a few right answers.
Probably Ride the Lightning.
Sure.
Or Kill 'Em All.
Yeah. No, I actually Ride the Lightning. I would pick over Master of Puppets.
Yeah. And then Master of Puppets.
Yeah.
But it would have to be Metallica album because that was the first band that I really followed. But Metallica, other than maybe the first 2 albums.
Sure.
And
Master of Puppets. And Justice for All. You know, okay. So the first one, got it.
But for a lot of like true metalheads, it's not metal enough. There are some people who like black metal.
Sure.
Some people who like Slayer, faster thrash than Metallica.
No, that's like for them. That's like the equivalent, not to pop music, but there's layers. Yeah, it's soft. Yeah. I still like just like Marty. So I listen to some of the solos and stuff. For me, it'd be Megadeth. Rust in Peace is my favorite metal album.
I like Megadeth a lot.
Yeah, but there's if I want increasing complexity, not to go on a music rant, I listen to jazz because like I've listened to some of the stuff that gets more and more supposedly complex, but like it gets heavier and it gets. Maybe in ways slightly more interesting, but like then you lose some of that substance that actually like in metal.
You were the first person to ever explain to me that there's different levels of metal.
Yeah.
I thought metal was a full category because I think I brought the homie from Whitechapel by. And then I went to that concert that night.
Death metal, heavy metal.
Yeah, and then I asked you, and you put them in a category, and you said they were pretty heavy.
Yeah. Some people some people are just strict like death metal.
Sure.
It's got to be like
what are they?
Corpse.
Death metal?
Yeah, pretty close.
Yeah, my buddy Nigel's like that, where like he goes all the way in. Like I forget what way, like Norwegian death metal is it,
Norwegian black metal.
Yeah, black metal.
That's some fucked up in the head stuff.
Yeah,
they get.
I don't want to misrepresent it, but
They actually
burn crosses,
churches.
Churches.
Listening to it live, also I felt was darker than if I turned the track on the radio.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I could at least understand the words because they have it mixed and things. Like live, it's just like I'm just sitting there, and
some people like stuff.
And I was
faster, heavier.
I was on
the
stage.
mixing is really important because if you don't get, it's just
drowning bass and bass drum.
The louder it gets, and the worse the venue. And actually, I'd say most basketball arenas or like sporting arenas like all across North America are not made to play music either that loud or just capture properly acoustic. So you just hear. I
don't know how many metal bands are filling out an arena.
I mean,
most of them are at smaller
it's definitely,
places.
It's niche within metal. You know what I mean? There are a lot of people. It takes a certain type of person to like Cannibal Corpse. You know what I mean? But then there's some people who like, I guess what I'd call more classic stuff like Testament.
Oh, sure, Testament's great.
And, Slayer, but some people like,
Slayer, I believe, is from Sacramento.
No.
They were.
I didn't say meaning
they were at that Whitechapel show I was at, and I was in the back afterwards, just talking to the guitar player Zach, and he's checking me, and he kind of pointed over. I guess they thought I knew what the hell I was doing there. I was way out of place, They're like, oh,
they're
like, that guy. There's like a guy walking by. They just, no, not that, not all that. But then they just like high fived the guy or hugged him, like, what that is? I have no clue.
You just touched a legend, bro.
They're just like, oh yeah, that's so and so from Slayer, and I was like, oh, what the fuck is he doing? At this little tiny venue in Sacramento. I was like, they're from Sac. I was like, dang. There's a lot of music in NorCal.
Yep. San Francisco brings a lot of stuff.
Yeah. Well, even Reno, I think a lot of Sublimes from Reno. 2 of the 4 members. Papa Roach and shit's from like Vacaville, which is 45 minutes from here. There's a bunch of just.
This isn't your last resort, bro. I was just gonna say quickly. I wanted to know a few things. The first, I was going to say, what are maybe bands or artists? Just tell it all right now, Alan, that people would not expect you to listen to, and you listen to, and you're down with.
I listen to a lot of Bob Marley.
Oh, I love Bob Marley.
That's not
you ever
bad.
listen to?
He's talking about Guilty.
You ever listen to Peter Tosh at all?
Peter Tosh is great.
Step and Razor. That's actually a PR song for me. Step and Razor. Yeah.
We're talking about like
Steel
a
Pulse.
Okay.
I like that.
You ever listen to a dub like Lee Scratch Perry, King Tubby, kind of out of Jamaica?
Possibly, because I do listen to a lot of Pandora, and I'm sure that comes on.
Yeah, it's some really cool stuff. Go on.
Other than that, I listen to a lot of like people call it like beachy grunge rock, or like Slightly Stupid. And,
I love all that.
Revolution and Dirty Heads. So I do like that too.
Yeah.
I also like Frank Sinatra. Dean
Martin. Come on,
I'll
the Critters, they're great. They're great.
Sometimes I'll play old Hank Williams.
Is this all lifting or is this live?
No, usually not when I lift. If I listen to something more low key, not metal, it's usually like Queens of the Stone Age,
Yeah, yeah.
Faith No More. And stuff.
Yeah, you had like
Oh, yeah,
Led
Faith-
Zeppelin
yeah.
on during one of our sessions.
Come on.
Yeah, Led Zeppelin.
Oh yeah, Faith No
classic
More,
rock.
The Real Thing, Angel Dust, great
Yeah,
albums.
So I like,
yeah.
but I'd say the only two guilty songs.
Yeah, that's
Give
what
to
I'm
me.
here.
Oh,
Yeah,
songs,
no,
yeah.
you gotta hit us.
Whenever it's actually not kind of like an inside joke between my brothers and I. Every time we go karaoke, and there's this one place that we always go karaoke. There's a shithole.
Is it
in,
Hanson,
in
bro?
Orangeville. No, it was Careless Whisper, George
Yeah,
Michael,
sure.
and
Never
Caribbean
Gonna Dance
Queen.
Again. Okay, yeah, by
Billy Ocean.
Yeah.
Yeah, so those,
Okay.
so
Those
that's
are
my
the two.
favorite.
Okay, yeah, I don't have any problem. With
It could
that.
be way worse.
Yeah,
But there's nothing. I don't.
You don't got Katy Perry on the iPod? No.
Don't listen.
not bumping Selena
Katy
Gomez.
Perry.
You don't love her like a love song.
Sometimes Caitlin, she listens to good music. Usually the same thing I listen to in terms of like Dirty Heads and Slightly Stupid and Bob Marley. But sometimes she'll play stuff, and there's probably like 100 of the worst songs because I'm always like, this is
Just
literally
change it, yeah.
the worst song I've ever heard. You always say that. Like, this is top.
No, but this is the worst.
This is the worst.
Yeah.
So and it's a lot of that stuff.
I'm just kind of trying to picture you right now at Untamed Strength. Every time it closes, and you just like look at before you close all the lights, you're looking at the gym, and you just cue like "My Way" by Frank Sinatra, and you're just like, "That's me, man. I did it."
Fly me.
Yeah, to the moon, let me play. Yeah, I was gonna say. So you did what you set out to do. Did you not accomplish everything that you wanted, but did things pan out? When you're sitting in that chair and they asked you, what do you want to do at the end of your military career? And you said, open up a gym. What you visualized in your head to now, has it happened? Are you on the process? What do you want? Like, what's going on? Like, how far along are you? Hey,
it's getting close.
So what's the dream?
I probably to have a bigger facility.
Okay.
Or at least to get next door and then clean the place up a bit.
Okay.
So
No
the
one's
looks-
shitting inside, like, yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
garbage cans. Okay.
But it's finally like there are enough squat racks and deadlift platforms to have a good amount of people in there at once.
Yeah.
There's definitely more equipment that I want to get. That's why I actually haven't done a gym tour of this gym.
Yeah.
Because every time I'm like, I need to do a gym tour, I'm like,
Wait.
but I still want to get a couple of things.
Yeah.
Still want to get a couple of things. I spent on Black this weekend quite a bit of money on like
Yeah.
new stuff, like little things. Like I want to get rid of all these ugly ass mismatched plates.
That shows you give a shit
Full-
though, honestly,
right.
about your gym, which I think is beautiful. You know, that's a great thing. Like
Yeah,
Sean
yeah.
does the same thing. Like he would drop whatever profit he makes. Like I think he dropped $30,000 on like a new weightlifting, like just platforms. And instead of like you like pocketing or whatever, you're like,
Yeah,
no,
nothing.
what can I do to improve?
Yeah.
You're not
I'm still
shopping for a
like,
PS4
damn,
on
my
Black
shorts
Friday.
have holes in them.
You're
But I
like,
need to get some
that's
plates for the
untamed
gym.
though, bro.
Yeah.
I could get those matching plates.
But I will say that now I am in a position to where if I do want something new for the gym, I can do it.
Yeah.
For a long time, like well over probably the first 3 years, there was
Yeah.
a lot of like, really want this, but I can't buy it. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So I can finally like, we need more bars, or these bars are junk. Let's
Yeah.
get some new ones. Let's get new 45s. So I'm happy that I'm able to do that.
No, it's a great position to be in, man. I think also it's very admirable from you, just to wrap it up, that for you, Alan, you were able to do exactly what you wanted. You didn't have to compromise. You didn't have to use any like hokey methods or like change basically the core philosophy of what you had. You developed what you wanted, like what you believed in, and then set out from there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. That was a goal.
To train untamed. Mike, close us out.
Where can people find you, my man?
Website is trainuntamed.com. Not a whole lot there. It's kind of just the website to sign up for the gym.
Yep.
But YouTube, just type in Untamed Strength or Alan Thrall.
Yep.
I think my username is still slash.
It's
youtube.com/.
A7. Yeah, it's weird that I remember those things,
Yeah.
but I do.
And then Instagram's Untamed Strength. And that's really all I've got. Instagram, YouTube.
That's it, ladies and gentlemen. Review, comment. We'll catch you in the next one.
Give it a damn like. Alan, thanks for being on, my man.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Boom.
Eat your vegetables, eat your vegetables, eat your fucking vegetables.